Hi, my name's Paul Grogan and welcome to the second in a series of videos where we're going to be teaching you how to play Agemonia. So I'm joined again today by Paul.
Hi.
And Pete.
Hi.
And we're going to be bringing you Scenario 2, which follows directly on from Scenario 1. So if you haven't seen the first video, I would strongly recommend watching that first because I'm not going to be going over all of the rules again from that one. This is a tutorial and playthrough video, so I'm going to be teaching you a few extra rules for this scenario before we start playing, and there are going to be some enemies in this scenario. We're going to have some combat, and at the point where the enemies appear, that's where I'll explain how the rules for combat work. So yeah, we're going to be teaching you the rules as we go along. If you would prefer to watch a pure how to play video, I recommend the one over at Board Game Coffee. Mark Meyer has done a great how to play video. I'll put a link to that in the description. Also, because we are going to be playing through this scenario, there are going to be spoilers. So if you do want to experience the game for yourself, then yeah, you might want to come back and watch this video after you've played it, just to check that you were playing it correctly. Also, we're going to try and make sure we play the rules correctly today. We are streaming this live to some of my supporters who are going to be watching and hopefully spotting if we make any mistakes. But if anything gets spotted after the video has gone up on YouTube, I will add some Klingon subtitles into the video for any corrections. So if you're watching this back, turn on the subtitles, change them to the Klingon channel, and as I say, if you do spot that we've made a mistake, let me know and we'll get those subtitles added in. Right then, let's do a quick recap of the story from last time. So scenario 1, which was the first of 3 tutorials to get you learning the game, was the flooded inn, and we found ourselves all staying in an inn. We didn't know each other, I don't think, and the inn got flooded. And we were rushing around trying to save people. You saved. You managed to pick up a big chest.
I managed to pick up the chest of
from the Church of the Fifth Eye.
Yeah.
You managed to save a family that was stuck. Yeah. What did I do? I saved a little grick creature.
Yeah.
Fungus the grick.
Yes.
We also managed to calm the togrel, a big beastie thing. We calmed that, but we weren't able to get the scrolls out.
You became the toggle.
I am the togrel whisperer. They're going to make a film out of me at some point in the future. Anyway, so we did that, and Scenario 1 taught us the basic mechanisms of the game, moving, doing active skill checks and things like that. And the most important rule that we learned from Scenario 1 is that any time you are on a space where you are allowed to do an active skill check, you can do it once per turn. It isn't an action to do it. And I said that was very important, and then kept forgetting it all the way through. And then Pete kept reminding us that we could do it. So new rules. Now, at the end of the last scenario, we gained an achievement token.
Right.
These little blue gems, these are achievement tokens. You can have a maximum of 15 of these, and you get these at the end of each scenario for accomplishing group achievements, which we did. I believe we accomplished 1 group achievement, which is why we've all got 1.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got personal achievements as well, and each personal achievement you do will also get you 1. So we've got 1 achievement token. Now, this achievement token can be spent when you are moving to gain 1 extra movement point.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to declare that you're spending it beforehand. So you can move, reveal some story cards, and then choose to spend it. Also, if you're doing the rethink action, which is 1 movement point, you can use that to get an extra movement point. You can also use it when you are recovering to recover 1 extra thing of whatever you're recovering. You can use it when attacking to get 1 extra damage. And again, you don't have to decide until you've rolled the dice and done everything else. And also when you're doing an active or a passive skill check, you can use it to get that 1 extra success that you might need. So yeah, we're going to be gaining these. Spend them wisely. We've also got a new recover. Well, we've got the same recover as we had before, but last time we were only using it to recover stamina. In this scenario, we might take damage, and when you take damage, you can recover it with this. So let's talk a little bit about stamina and damage. In the previous scenario, we were spending stamina by taking it off our board and putting it somewhere nearby. In this scenario, and all future ones, whenever you get damaged, it comes off here, but it flips over. So if it's flipped over, that represents damage. Now, at the point where you've run out of discs on here, if you were then to take any more damage, it comes from here. So any of your spent stamina then goes here. If all of your discs have been flipped over and you then take any more damage, you then become wounded. So at that point, what happens is you flip this over, but you do get a bit of a second wind. So what happens is you restore that back to that value with stamina tokens, but those get removed. So my limit is now 4, but I do have my 4 stamina back. Okay, if that was to happen again, so I'm fully damaged and I'm already wounded, and I take another point of damage, that's when you become exhausted. You remove your figure from the board, and you are out for that scenario.
Right.
So
don't want to do that then.
We don't want to do that then. No. So that's bad. The new actions. We've all got a new action. Let's just go back to the player board. So in the previous scenario, we only had these 2 actions. We had focus and we had extra maneuver. Now we have an extra one. So I've got runic trajection. Now this is a magic attack that I can use at an enemy within range 3, and it deals 2 dice of damage. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to each explain yours, but before we do that, you will notice that, I mean, mine's got the star on it because it's a magic attack. Yours has got a sword and a bow, which means you can use that action whenever you are doing a melee attack or a ranged attack. And Paul, yours has got the same. Yours has also got a sword and a bow. Yep. So there's 3 different types of attacks in the game. There's melee, there's ranged, and there's magic. With magic, you don't need anything else because it's me actually casting that spell. So I don't need to have anything else equipped in order for me able to do that. You two, however, you don't have any current equipment. So you cannot use those actions unless you actually had a melee or a ranged weapon, which is an item that has either the sword or the bow on it.
Yeah.
So just bear that in mind. You can't just do those and go around punching people. You do need an item. So speaking of items, in this scenario, we're going to read the introduction first. So the introduction is, you fly from the flooded city of Ambergate with the mysterious Shantor Threebirds in her strange wagon, Birdie, as far as the Agura crystal can power it. After you land, the wings are folded and the calm and pleasant Togrel, legionary, climbs out of the wagon to pull it. The road through the dense wisp tree forest is well paved and the sun is shining. You like your belongings, but there is food and a few basic tools in Birdie's trunk. Every night while camping, Shantor tells you about her quest. She is looking for beacons built by the ancients millennia ago. She hints that she is the last person who can do what must be done to save Agemonia. When asked for more details, she winks and promises to tell you when you get to Runedale. On the 3rd day, you see a red light emanating from the horizon ahead of you. Legionary whimpers in fear, and Shantor has to calm him. A great evil is afoot. I must go ahead to investigate, Shantor says solemnly and shows you a stone with odd markings. Protect this runic plate. Make sure Legionary pulls Birdie and the plate to yonder hill. You grab the tools from the trunk and encourage Legionary to move on. He needs to stay on the road, but you are free to roam the wilderness. Not that it looks very inviting, with the razor-sharp blade thorns and the steep cliff on the right. As Shantor runs off, you have an ominous feeling that something will go horribly wrong if you are delayed. So, additional setup for this scenario, we've got these tools which were in the wagon. So we have a shovel, we have a torch, we have a hook and rope, and we have a hand axe. And I'm actually just going to show these on here. So these are item cards. What we're going to do is we're going to place these below our player boards, and you will notice that these have hands on. So if there's a hand symbol on it, that's how many hands it takes up, and it must, in order for you to get the benefit of it, you must have it in your active area. And if we just look over at my player board, you will see just below my player board there is this area here where I can have 2 hands worth of stuff and the backpack. So for example, if I had the shovel and the torch, the shovel is a 2-handed item, so that would have to be there, and that would have to be there. And you can only use items for weapons or things like that that are here. Now, once per turn, you are allowed to freely swap around things between your hands and your backpack. You can do that once per turn for free. If you need to do it again, it will cost you a maneuver. There is also the opportunity that you can drop items on spaces. That's a free thing. You can pick items up from spaces. That's a free thing. And if we are ever in the same space as one another, we can swap items, no matter whose turn it is. So we have a shovel, which can be used as a melee weapon with -1 success. It's not a very good melee weapon, but there might be other reasons why we need a shovel. There is a torch, which again can also be used as a melee weapon with -1 success, but it's only one-handed, and it has an ability of light. We have a hand axe, which is a good melee weapon. In other words, it doesn't give any penalties. And we have a hook and rope. Now, a hook and rope is an interesting item because it can be used as a melee item, even at a range of 1. It can be used as a ranged item at a range of 1 or 2. It's not very good as a weapon, so -1 success, but it has the ability to climb, which is going to be useful when we look at the map. So, what do we think? What items? Bearing in mind we can swap items around however we want. What do we...
I think I'd like the axe, please.
Because you're a pretty good melee fighter, aren't you?
Yeah.
So if you take
okay
the
with
hand
that.
axe, so that
And
you've got
it gives me my true strike gives me an extra dice and 2
2
successes.
successes. So when you attack, you get 1 red
Yeah.
dice and 2 automatic successes, and then no penalty for the weapon.
Well, I've got loads of agility, so I quite fancy that hook and rope.
You want to say the hook
I
and
can
rope?
hit people with it.
Now, the other special thing about your character is you've got 4 hands.
Yeah. So I can be swinging my hook and rope around, and I can be operating the barbecue at the same time.
Do you want the torch as well?
Okay.
If you take the torch, I'll take the shovel.
You can be lighting us.
So yeah, so even though that's a 2-handed item and that's a 1-handed item, Matterjam's got 4 arms. So
Yeah.
Matterjam can have
So I
those
can
equipped.
hold the torch whilst I'm using the hook and rope.
Right. 1-use items. Also, I picked up this last time. So this is a Star Lotus. On the back of the Star Lotus, it says it's the big X with recover 2 health. So this is a 1-use item, so it doesn't take up any slots in the backpack or anything like that. I don't think it does anyway. If it does, I'll put that on screen. But I can discard it at any time to basically get 2 health back. And we'll find more 1-use items over the course of the adventure,
And I've got a mysterious amulet.
which we don't know what it does
We
yet.
don't know what it does.
We don't know what that does. Right, so the next thing to talk about is the dice. In the last scenario, we only used the red dice. Now we have some blue dice as well. So there are 2 types of checks in this game. There are active checks, which is what we were doing last time, which is rolling the red dice. But now there are reactive. Reactive tests always use the blue dice. There are blanks on some of these dice, but that is 1 success. That is 2 successes. And this is nothing at the moment. This will become useful later on in the campaign. But at the start, that is 1 success, that is 2, and a blank is nothing, and that's nothing as well. So reactive tests are what you do when it's in reaction to something happening. And whenever you do a reactive test, it will be, you roll the blue dice, and quite often it will be reducing the amount of damage you take.
Right.
We'll go on to more of those later on, but the important thing to remember is if you chose the focus action, then that actually gives you a +1 on all your reactive tests. So importantly, if at the start of the round I choose the focus action, and then before I've even had a turn, something happens and I have to make a reactive test,
You could use your focus.
I can use the focus. That focus applies to all of your tests, whether they be active tests or reactive
It
tests.
gives you an
during the
extra
round.
die, doesn't it?
And does it stop at that point? Once you've done the focus, you can't use the focus.
No.
then
It's for
all
the
tests.
entire round. Yeah, the entire round. Right. Okay. So let's go through the additional scenario rules. Well, let's have a look at the map first. So this is the map. And what we've got is the toggle is going to start here, and we are all going to start here. But before we do, we've got some extra things to read. What I do want to mention, though, is if you remember the rules for story points, we have a story point here, story point E. You actually read this when you're within range 1. And story point H, you also read when you're within range 1. So even at the very start of the scenario, we're already in range of these 2 story points. What that means is, before the first player takes their turn, we read those 2 story points.
Right. Yep.
So we've already got something happening. But yeah, let's just have a quick zoom in on the map, because we've got a new feature to talk about here, which is this. So these double white lines means you cannot normally move over these lines as normal, but this indicates a difference in height. So this area here is a higher elevation to this one. Now, Pete, you've got a hook and rope. And the hook and rope is one way in which we can actually traverse these. So the hook and rope, if you just pass it to me, it has the climb thing on it. So as well as it being able to be used as a weapon, it has this climb. So I'll just explain how this works. First of all, if you are on a higher elevation, then you may, as a maneuver, discard this card to put a hook and rope token, which we've got somewhere. There it is. So you can put it there. So for example, if Pete was here, then he may decide to, as a maneuver, discard the card and put a hook and rope there. Once there is a hook and rope there, you may then spend a maneuver to move, to try and move down the rope. What you have to do is you have to make an agility check 4, spend a movement point, make an agility check of 4. If you fail, you can spend another movement point and try and go again. So it's a test to go up or down the rope. If you are on either space with the rope, you may remove the token and get the card back. Okay? The other thing is if you're on the lower level, if you want to place the token there, you have to make an agility test of 5, which represents you throwing the hook up. I think that's all the things you can do with that. But basically, unless we find another way to do it, the hook and rope is the only way at the moment that we can move between these elevation levels. So there you go. That.
Could we, if we were at the top, could you just jump down or?
You can. So one of the things that you can do is if you are on a higher elevation level, you may choose to voluntarily move down. It's called falling. Right? Jumping, falling, whatever. And in this scenario, falling is 4 damage, but you make a might reactive test to avoid the damage. So my might is 1. So I would roll 1 blue dice.
You're going to be pretty squishy falling.
Well, I got 2 good, so I would take 2 damage.
Yeah, yeah.
In future scenarios, you also get injured if you do that. But in this one, it's just 4 damage.
And it's reactive, so it's the blue dice.
It's the blue dice because it's a reactive test.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, reactive tests are something that happens to you because of something that's happened.
Yep.
A
reaction to something else.
Yeah, rather than
you
voluntarily doing it. So you've chosen to jump down, but you've not chosen to take damage. Right, so the new scenario rules for the toggle and the wagon. There's quite a few rules for this, and they're actually summarised on the back of one of these cards. Where is it? There. They are summarised on the back of one of these cards. So we've got the size of the toggle and the wagon is 3. That means it's got 3 dots on it, effectively, and it cannot move into an area, even temporarily, that has fewer than 3 dots.
Right.
So if you remember from last time, you can move through full areas, but this one cannot even enter the area unless it has 3 or 4 dots. Movement, right, so once per round, at any time during a hero's turn, we can choose to move the toggle. It moves 2 spaces, but it cannot move closer to an enemy. May not move closer to an enemy if that enemy is already within range 3. So that is a restriction because it's a bit scared. But essentially, once per round, we can move the toggle. One of us can move the toggle, but the toggle does not reveal story points or anything else. The objective of this scenario is that we have to get the toggle and the wagon to that space. That's it. That's our only objective. We don't need to kill any enemies or anything else. We've just got to get the toggle to there. And then at the end of the round, the scenario is over.
So we don't need to be with it.
We don't need to be with it at all. It just moves itself. We don't need to be there. Now, we're going to be using these fate cards again. But again, we're going to be using them as a timer. But in this scenario, instead of there being a fixed amount, there was like 5 last time, we use all of them. But if we can do the scenario in 10 rounds or fewer, we get the Super Bestest Reward Gold Star. If we do it in 11 to 12 rounds, we get a moderate result. And if we get a 13 or more, we get a See Me After Class, Multiply Harder, E-. So
don't expect good
we're
booty.
not limited on time, but we will get better results the faster we do it.
Yeah.
So that's that. So we can now set up. We can now place our figures on here.
And there is a worse outcome. We could all get eliminated, I suppose.
There is that. There is that. Right. Okay. So let's just pop that there. Let's pop that there. Let's pop that there. So we've got the rules reference here, and okay, I think we are ready to go. As I say, there's more rules about combat and enemies, but we'll go through them when we get there. Right. So to start with, round 1. We each choose which action we want to do.
When do we reveal the?
At the start of the first player's turn,
Right.
when we are taking turns. So yeah, we don't actually know what these story points
Right.
contain yet.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Well, there's nothing to attack, and at the moment, well, we can see straight away that we have a blockage across here. So the toggle is going to be able to move to here, no problem, but it's going to have to stop here because it can't get here. It looks like a fallen tree. With all of these story points, presumably telling us how we can get rid of the fallen tree. But we can go off into the wilderness, and Pete with his hook and rope could potentially go over here. We don't know what's here. We don't know what this cliff is. We've walked past it, but we've decided not to look at it. We might need to go back and have a look at it.
Well, I'm going to use extra maneuver.
I think I'm going to use extra maneuver as well.
It looks promising.
So extra maneuver. We've all chosen extra maneuver. Right. Step 2 is we reveal an initiative card. Now, just before you do, I just want to mention about these initiative cards. So we're playing on the normal difficulty setting, which means we use all of the blue initiative cards. If you're finding the game too hard or too easy, there are adjustments that you can make with alternative initiative cards. So I believe you add the green one in if you want to play on easy, and you take something out and you add the red ones in if you want to play on hard. There's something you can do to adjust the game, but if you're playing the game for the first time, make sure you don't shuffle these in initially. You just want to use these blue initiative cards. So, Paul, you want to give them a shuffle?
Yep.
And you can turn over the first one. Now, in the previous scenario, we had a fixed initiative. It was always red, then it was always blue, then it was always green. Because red is fast, green is medium, and blue is medium, green is slow. But this is going to be different. So what we've got here is we've actually got 6 lines of initiative. 3 of them are for heroes, 3 of them are for enemies. Now, we don't have any enemies on the board at the moment, so we don't need to worry about that. But if we did, any red enemies would go first, then red heroes, then blue heroes, then blue enemies, then green heroes, then green enemies. The icons to the right, we'll explain those more as we go along. We're not going to use some of those icons for this scenario. They will be used in later scenarios. But all we're bothered about at the moment is the hero ones. So it is red, blue, and green. It is standard. So whoever's red goes first.
No.
No red.
No.
Blue.
Me and you. So who's going to go first? Do you want to go first again?
Yeah. Okay.
So at the start of your first turn, you reveal both of these story points. So which one do you want to have a look at first? E or H?
E1, please.
E. Well, the 1 is the range.
Yeah.
So card E is a tree falls in the forest. The road to Roondale is in relatively good condition, although beset by blade-thorn bushes. As you approach a bend, you see a tree fall down with a crash. Could this have been just an accident? You will need to clear the road so that Legionary and Birdie can continue along it. And infinite range, we can flip this card. So we can flip it. We can flip it now. Dangers of the wild. Right, calm the toggle. So we can do an active will test. Toggle Whisperer story card from tutorial 1+2. So if whoever has the Toggle Whisperer, which is me, when doing this test, you get +2 successes. Only a hero in the same area as the toggle may perform this ability check, and if we succeed, we can ignore the toggle movement restriction for that hero's turn this round. Right, so we can convince Legionary to move towards enemies if we calm him down.
Still moving 2 spaces.
Yes.
Yep.
There's another thing as well, blade thorns. So whenever we enter an area on the board that has the blood drop symbol, we take 2 damage, but we can make an agility reactive test, and each success will reduce the damage by 1. So if we just have a quick look at the map, you will notice, so any areas where it's a purple plant is basically a blade thorn. So there's one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. And if you move into that area, you're going to take damage unless you prevent that damage with a...
But only when you move in, not when
only when you move into the area.
Right, okay. Okay.
Right. Also, H. Right, H is the cliff wall. The road is shadowed by a tall cliff on its right side, too steep to climb without the right equipment. and riddled with blade thorns. However, the cliff wall seems slightly less sheer here. So this is range 0. So you've got to be within 0 of H in order to flip this card over. So right now we can't, because H is
need to be there.
We
Right.
need to be there
Yeah.
to flip the card over. Right, so all of that has happened at the start of your turn.
Okay. So
It is now your turn.
I shan't. So
And you're doing two maneuvers.
I'm doing 2 maneuvers. I've got an extra maneuver. So my first movement is to use 1, 2, 3. I think I'm going to use.
Did you want to go and
Stamina.
have a look at this?
Well, no. I was actually thinking of coming up round here.
Okay.
I want to see what this is all about. Really.
Yeah, because there is a story point here that you need to be within 1 of to see it.
So if I were to come this way.
Yeah.
So I'll first of all choose to 1, and then
2 will get you there.
2 would get there, and then 1, 2, 3 would get me there. So I'm going to not use my extra movement.
You're not going to run. You're just
I'm
going
not
to use
going to run.
normal.
I'm going to use my 2. So I'm going to move 2. So first of all, I move to there.
Yeah, and then you're now within 1 of A.
I have a blood drop.
Oh, blood drop. So you have to make a reactive test.
I've got
Agility.
agility. I've got agility 2.
So you roll 2 dice. You're taking 2 damage minus 1. So you take 1
damage. Right.
And now we need card A. Let's just move them to one side. Right, so card A is Star Lotus. The forest is a maelstrom of stimuli, with all the plants and animals and magic emitting their own sounds and scents. Behind a red keech tree and a glowing magnet, you spot a white flower half hidden by the undergrowth. It is a star lotus, and it emanates a faint bluish glow, perhaps indicating some magical properties. Now, looks very similar to the one that I've got.
That does look similar to that.
So I'm pretty sure, because
and that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, so
because
to pick the flower, you have to be on
the flower.
On A.
Right, so I'll continue then.
You've still got 1 movement
I've still got
point
1
left.
movement point left to the first
You're going
maneuver.
to pick the flower?
Yeah.
Okay, so we flip the card over. The flower is picked. You cut the stem of the star lotus, its milky cap tickling your fingers pleasantly. The flower can be used to heal wounds, and alchemists and priests of the fifth eye can use it as an ingredient for potions and scrolls. So we discard this card, or get rid of this card from play, and you gain star lotus.
Nice.
It is there.
And this was the heal 2.
It's heal 2, and it does not take up space in your backpack. We've had that confirmed.
Excellent. Thank you.
Right, that's your first.
So that's my first maneuver. My second maneuver then, I'm going to pay extra to run.
You only spend 1 stamina to move 3, don't you?
I do.
Spend 2.
Yeah. 1, 2.
When you get to there,
Yes.
we read this.
Okay. 1, 2. Yeah.
So you've still got a movement point floating.
F.
Yeah. Okay.
F.
Yeah.
F is Legionary smells trouble. The togrel sniffs at the bladethorn bush on the ground. Near the bush, the wisp tree's densely needled branches are stuck in the lush undergrowth and resist any attempts to lift the tree. If they were cut off or the bushes dug out, the massive tree would be easier to move. And you can examine it from here. Because you are within 1 of F. So you can just flip the card over. Right. So if you are within 1 of F, you can do a might test, needing 4 successes. If you have an axe, you get +2. Luckily, you do have an axe. And it has to be an equipped axe. So it needs to be in your hand.
It's in my hand. Yep. I am wielding a sword in this.
Triple with +1. If you succeed, we put a circular token on here. There may not be more than 3 tokens on this card. Each token on this card gives us a +2 on card G.
Which we haven't seen.
We haven't seen card G yet, but card G is the tree. So I think thematically, basically we can dig out this bit because the tree's fallen over and the top part of the tree has got stuck in these blade thorns.
Right.
And what you can do is you can basically chop this part of the tree off, and the more you do, it's going to be easier to move
because
this.
we don't have the trees not as heavy.
Yeah. So you can actually do that now.
So you could stay there, or you could move on.
Oh yeah, because
Actually, if I stop here, I could still do it, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's finish my movement. So I'll go there.
Right. Which means
Oh yeah.
you're within one of
One of
B.
B.
More cards. Okay.
Sorry guys, I'm stealing all the story points.
You did that last time. Okay, card B is the Venorian skitterers. You hear the sound of rattling leaves and sharp feet rustling on the cobblestones. Soon enough, enormous insects appear on the road and move towards you, their mandibles snapping angrily. They are Venorian skitterers, and they are coming your way. So, infinite range, we spawn. So we flip this over, and we are spawning. So first of all, it says reveal card 1. So card 1 is the enemy card. Now, this card is going to go up on our board, but just to give you a quick rundown of this, these are the skitterers, these are the enemies. They are blue initiative. They've got a number of health each based on the number of players in the game. So we are a 3-player game, so each one of them will have 6 health.
Mm-hmm.
They have a provoke of 1, which means if you move out of an area, you take 1 direct damage. There's no reroll, no rolls to prevent it or anything else. It's 1 damage.
Right.
This is what loot they drop when you kill them, which is none. And this is the 3 possible things that they might do on their turn based on the initiative card.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to put that over there for now. We'll come back to that in a minute. But we are taking a number of skitterers equal to the number of discarded fate cards plus 1. We don't have any discarded fate cards because we're only on round 1. So number of discarded fate cards 0 plus 1 is 1. So we take a random skitterer. So we've got skitterer number 5, and we spawn it there. So we're going to spawn it on number 1, which is there. Now, any enemies that spawn, they don't act on the turn that they spawn. If we were playing with standees, you would actually lie it down to indicate it's not going to take a turn this round.
Right.
Because we're not using the standees, well, we are using the standees, but not vertically, we're just going to have to remember that's not going to take a turn this round. Now, it does say in rounds 1 to 3, at the end of the round, when we discard a fate card, we are going to spawn another skitterer here. So for the next 3 rounds,
new ones are coming in.
New ones are going to appear. And then at the end of round 3, we remove that card from play. Okay.
Do we need to give it a hit point die?
We do. So it's got 6 health, and it's skitterer number 5. So we track that there. Okay. Right.
Right. So I could try.
Any other story points? I think we're good.
Did you finish the game?
Yeah, I've really I can't quite reach these. Well, I'm going to chop the tree.
You were going to have a go at this might check.
Yeah, hard at work.
Okay, so you roll. It's a might test, so you get 2.
2.
Because you've got the axe, you get 2 extra successes.
And I get an extra die.
No, that's an attack.
That's an attack.
It's not an attack. It's just a might
just
test.
a might test. Okay, yeah, fine. 3.
Oh, look at that.
It's 3, and that's an exploding dice. So you could roll more if you wanted to, but you don't need to because you've succeeded.
Because I've got 2 for the axe.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we put a circle on there. Right. Okay, right. That's that. And you can only do, even though it wasn't an action to do that, you can only do each test once per turn.
Fine.
So if there were other tests that you could do them as well.
Okay. Well, I think I should let you have a bit of an adventure, really.
Should we have a go?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm tempted to go and have a look at this because I want to see what it is.
Yeah.
And that might inform our other decisions. But I'm fairly slow at movement.
And the other thing is, what about the toggle movement?
Well,
do we have to be in the
no.
space? We can.
At some point, once per round on one of our turns, the toggle may move up to 2.
We don't
Should
need to be
we
with
just
it.
do that now? We don't need to be with it.
Is it allowed to do that because it's moving closer to the enemy?
We can because it's not within range 3.
Got to be within range 3.
Yeah. If the enemy's already within range 3, it won't get
So
any closer.
it can't see it yet anyway.
No,
No.
doesn't know it's there.
Um,
So I'm going to just do my normal movement. So I get 2 movement points. And my first movement point is to go back home. I'm going to go this way. See ya.
Yeah, bye.
But I get to read H, which is this. So we're going to flip this card over. After a closer look, it seemed like someone agile enough. Well, that's definitely not me. Oh no, I've got 2. That's not too bad. Might have a chance to climb the cliff wall here to get to higher ground. So even without a hook and rope, if you were on space H, you can spend a movement point, do an agility test of 5. If you have the hook and rope, you get 2.
Okay.
And if you succeed, you move to the other area.
Mm.
So, yeah. So I could do that. it would cost me my remaining movement point, and I'd have to get 5, and I don't have the hook and rope. Getting 5 on 2 dice
2 dice is hard.
is hard. So I don't think I'm going to do that. But Pete, you're more agile, and you have the hook
I
and rope.
rolled 3 dice, and I've got the hook and rope.
So if you wanted to go up here,
and then that means that if I am up there, because I've got the hook and rope, I can get back. But then we can swap items.
you can get back down and...
But I've got those 3 dice. So
Yes, or you could even put the hook and rope down so that somebody else can climb up.
But I have got those 3 dice on agility.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm going
That's good.
to... Because you've already got that, I'm just going to go here. So I'm going to spend my second movement point to go back to where I came from. Then I'm going to move again and move to here. Now, when I get to here, I get to reveal G.
Right.
So let's have a look at G and see what this tree is all about. The way is blocked. The fallen wisp tree completely obstructs your passage. You can go around it, but Legionary and Birdie cannot. The tree looks heavy, but somehow you must move it. Before that, you have to cut its roots off. So we can examine this closer if we're within range 1. And yeah, just looking at the map, as I said at the start, the wagon can only enter areas that have 4 dots. So it could have gone in here.
Ah,
And
but then
it could have gone in here.
but it couldn't
and
go
it
anywhere.
could have gone in here.
Oh,
and then it gets stuck.
But it gets stuck.
Yeah.
It cannot go in
can't go any
here. And
further.
it cannot go in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it can't go in here because that's double yellow line. So that's why we're following it along the road. But it could have actually gone to here, but there would have been no point of doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to examine closer. Right. So if we're within range 1 of G, then we can do a might test needing 12, but you can only perform this check if there is a token on story card J.
J.
J. Now,
Oh, that's here.
J is here. Now it did say on the hard at work card, did it say it on the hard at work card or did it say it on here? It said it here. Before that, you have to cut its roots off. So J is the roots of the tree.
Right.
So we can't do G until we've done J.
Right. Yeah.
Now, when we do get round to doing G, for every token we have on F, let's just put that there actually now. For every token on F, it makes this easier.
Right.
But we can't do this at all until we've dug the roots out.
So we do want to chop the tree as much as we can.
This is going to make
to
this
do
easier.
that to make the roots easier.
Mhm.
So there's 3 bits to the tree.
There is.
There's the top, which is making it more difficult to move.
Yeah.
There's the middle, which is where we're
Which
going
is
to move
moving
it.
it.
But now we've just found we can't move it until
Until
we
we
chop through the roots.
Chop the roots off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had my 2 manoeuvres.
So I think we need somebody to go up the top.
You need up there.
Maybe
and
somebody agile with a
sort out
rope.
the-
Somebody with a hook.
Okay. That's beginning to look like me. So let's go and have a look then.
It's your destiny.
It is. Right. Let's go climbing. A spot of climbing.
So you're doing a normal movement?
So, wait a minute. I need to make that decision now, don't I?
Yeah.
Before I commit. So that would be one. How many?
It's 1 movement point to do
Right. If I'm successful.
that check.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's do that. Let's spend a stamina.
Was it a manoeuvre to throw the hook?
There's that as well, but climbing there is easier.
Yeah.
That is easier than the...
I'm going to see if I can get all the way to J.
Right.
And I've got,
Oh, wow.
by spending a stamina,
Mhm.
I can increase my movement points to 3. So if everything goes well, and I roll perfectly on everything, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I could end up on J.
Could end up on J.
By doing 2 of those.
By doing that
By
spot.
two
So
motions.
what could possibly go wrong with that plan?
So you have 3 movement points.
You could
First
fall
one-
off the cliff.
First one
Yeah.
goes to here.
Yeah,
Then-
that doesn't sound like shouts of encouragement to me.
Well, I'm over here. I'm chopping away over here.
So you're going to do this. You may spend a
I'm gonna do
movement
that.
point
Yep.
to do an agility check needing 5.
Yes.
But because you've got the hook and rope, you get +2.
So I've got
So
3
3
agility,
dice.
which is why I was chosen for this.
And you've
So
got your achievement token should we need the extra one.
if necessary. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There
There
we
you go.
are. Success. Up I go. So that's a second movement point, and
Yeah.
I'm on now. There's two
You've
things
moved
that
into
happen
an area
there.
with that,
So I need to react to the blade thorn.
which is an agility check.
So 3 dice,
'Cause you've got
and it's
agility 3.
reactive.
Nice.
Yes, that is nice. I managed to duck the blade, and then I see H.
That was H.
That was H.
H was the spot for climbing. Yeah.
Right. So I move, and then my final point with that maneuver action is to go there. Right. So I'm running along the top, trot, all the way along the top. I'll throw something at you because you're down on the bottom.
Okay.
And then I carry on moving.
Because it's not hook and rope.
Keep
So you're
moving,
doing
keep
another
moving.
stamina.
I'm doing another. Oh yes, I'm doing another
Okay.
one of those. I enter the blade thorn.
Okay.
I've got 3 dice to get 2. 2 successes.
Yep.
I dodge the blade thorn again,
Again.
and my final movement point lands me onto J. So I'm
It
onto
is
the roots.
J0, so you had to be on the J to read the card.
Yeah.
The tree was not cut down, it fell. Most of its roots broke free from the earth, moss and dirt still dangling from them, but some of the roots are left buried in the ground, keeping the tree in place. Chopping them away or digging them out will help you move the tree. You're on J, so you can flip it over. Okay, here's another hard at work. Might check of 6 if you have an axe, +2 if you have a shovel, +2. And if you succeed, we put a token on here. There can only ever be 1 token on here, and the token on here is needed in order to be able to do this card. But it is a free check, so you might as well try.
So I can do that now, but this is where my plan isn't quite as clever as it might
I've
have
got
been.
the shovel.
I haven't got a shovel or an axe, but I'll have a go.
I can't throw it up to you, unfortunately.
So I've got 2 dice, and I need to roll 6 successes. So let's have a go and see what happens.
Well,
1,
that's
2, 3, and another die. 4.
4.
If only I'd had that shovel.
Yeah, if only you'd had the shovel.
Can you do anything?
Yep, you can get 1 extra success
That
by
would-
spending that achievement.
Just
token.
1.
That would take it to 5, and I need 6. So no, that's a fail.
Okay.
No, that's.
I think that's it.
For now, that's it. Yeah.
That's the end of round 1.
Yeah.
So we discard one of these fate cards and we spawn a skitterer. And we're going to have skitterer number 1.
It doesn't spawn on those
No.
numbers. No.
So when the initial ones were placed,
Yeah.
they would have gone there.
Okay.
But from now on, at the end of the round, when a fate card is discarded, you spawn it on the S. So they're coming in from
Coming
here.
from the end. Yeah.
And importantly, that was spawned on the previous round. Which means in round 2, which is where we are now, both of these are going to activate. So let me explain how enemies work. So first of all, enemies will go based on the initiative card. So let's say that this was the initiative card for this round. They will go here, and that's the action that they're doing. So if there's 3 different icons, 3 different possible icons, and that tells you which of these it's doing. This one it would move to, and then it would do an attack. And this is a melee attack, so it will attack the person that's in its area. They won't move if they can already attack from the area that they are in. We are ignoring these special symbols for this scenario. They will come in later on.
And we'll see the order when we've chosen our initiative.
Yes, so we have to choose our actions first.
Yeah.
Then we reveal the initiative card. And then after we've revealed the initiative card, that determines the order in which things happen.
Yep.
Now, we've only played round 1. Both of these spawned in round 1. And
So
things do
both-
not activate on the round that they spawn. So they haven't. That's why they haven't moved yet.
Yep.
Now, there's some important rules about enemies and us. I mentioned last time that we can move through an area if the area is full, as long as we don't end our movement on that area.
Yep.
That was true last time, but it's not quite true this time. It's only true if it is full with friends. So in other words, this area has 1 dot. Right? If one of us was in there,
Yeah.
the other one could move through it.
Okay.
That's fine. But if it was an enemy, we couldn't.
Ah.
And this area has 2 dots. So if there was 1 friend and 1 enemy, you could not move through it.
Yeah. Okay.
So if there's enemies in there, you can't you can't move through it. If it wasn't full, you could move through it.
Okay.
But if it was full and there's enemies
So
in
they
there, you
don't
can't.
block. They don't block movement per se, but so long as there's enough space in
Correct.
to go through.
But if the space is full, they do.
Right.
And the same is true the other way round. They can move
Yep.
through areas that are full as long as it's only them that's in those areas. Now, we've mentioned provoke. So we've mentioned that if you move out of an area, you're going to take one damage. But I also want to mention hindering. So if you are ever in the same space as a skitterer, you can attack it at no penalty, but pretty much everything else you do, there is a penalty. Hi, this is Paul in the editing room, and I just wanted to add a clarification about hindering. You are hindered if the number of enemies in your area is equal to or higher than the number of your heroes. So if it was you and one enemy in an area, then you would be hindered. But if there were two heroes and one enemy, then neither of those heroes would be hindered. First of all, you cannot drop items, you cannot pick items up, and you cannot swap items with other players. Any active checks that you do are at -1. Any recovery maneuvers that you do are at -1. So basically, when you're in an area with an enemy,
you need to knock them out.
you can attack it. Anything else that you do is probably going to be a penalty.
Yeah.
We've mentioned that there's melee attacks. Melee attacks can only be used if you are in the same area as an enemy, with one exception. If an area is full and you can't get in there, you are allowed to do a melee attack from adjacent.
Okay.
Because otherwise that's not realistic. I want to hit him with my sword, but I can't because
get close enough.
I can't. The area is full.
Yeah.
And
is that the same for the enemies? Can
same
they
for the
do
enemies.
the same for us?
Exactly
Yeah.
the same for the enemies.
Right.
You need line of sight as well, which mainly comes in for ranged attacks and magic attacks. Line of sight is drawn from any part of your area to any part of that area.
Right.
So you have to actually draw lines, imaginary lines around.
Okay.
There's also extra rules about line of sight over elevation.
Yeah, it's on the card.
Which is on the reference card. But basically, if you're at a higher level next to the lower level, they can both see each other. But if there is an area of elevation change in between you and them, you can't see them. There's also obstructed aim. So if you're ever using a magic attack or a ranged attack, and there is something else in the area with the enemy, or an enemy in your area, or something in between, you get a -1 to your damage.
Okay.
And that's -1 no matter what. So if I was attacking out of an area where there's an enemy, into an area where there's an enemy and then somebody else and somebody on the way, it's not -3. It's just -1.
Yeah.
I just want to check on the obstructed aim. There are any heroes or enemies in the same area. Yeah, so even if there's two enemies in an area and you're doing a ranged attack, you get a -1.
Okay.
Because it's obstructed. So one enemy will obstruct.
So
another
they're
enemy.
all the hindered are -1.
Hindered is slightly different to obstructed.
Well, that's interesting.
Hindered is the penalty that you have if you're in the same area as an enemy.
So if you're shooting at one enemy and there are two enemies in that area, that
It's
counts as
obstructed.
being obstructed. Oh,
It says there are any heroes or enemies in the same area as the enemy being
yeah,
attacked.
that's what it said.
Okay.
So one of them gets in the way. Yeah, and you'll see how this works. Attacking is basically rolling dice and dealing damage, and then when they attack you, it's a reactive test. They're trying to hit you, and you're trying to basically avoid it.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to choose actions.
So round 2.
Round 2. Now I'm here, and I can't really do anything.
I'm going to focus. I'm going to continue axing the top of the tree.
You're going to continue to that.
Yeah.
So I've got to choose. Am I going to carry on trying to do that without the axe or the shovel? Now, what I can do is I can focus to give myself an extra die when I'm trying that. But even then, it's quite tricky.
It's still quite tricky. It's 3 dice.
I could say I'm not cut out for this. I'm going to drop I'm going to come down the rope, or maybe try and get a shovel from somewhere, or I could put the rope down and somebody else could come up and have a go. So there are some options here.
We need to get you the shovel.
Yeah.
Now, whether that's you coming down and getting the shovel off me, or me somehow getting up and giving the shovel to you.
Otherwise, it's me with 3 dice looking to get 6 successes, isn't it? The trouble is the amount of time it takes to drop the rope, get the shovel, is going to deprive me of at least one, possibly two sets of die. I think
Well, you can do that anyway. It's not an action.
It's not an action to do that, but because he's focusing,
Yeah.
that's using up
The
potentially
focus.
So
an
I've got to
extra
make the
maneuver.
decision now about whether I focus to give myself an extra die, or whether I go for extra maneuver, which gives me the ability to drop the rope, to come down, get the shovel. So that's a decision I've got to take.
You make that decision.
I'm tempted to go with focusing
I'm gonna choose
and
extra.
staying up there and persevering.
Yeah.
But
I'm probably going to go through here and start using my magic because I've got magic ranged attack on these.
That makes sense.
But I'm going to have to get through here first because I can't
So
do that because of that.
you're doing extra maneuver
I'm going to do extra maneuver.
yeah.
I mean, I can have a free go at this as well.
yeah,
on the way by.
On the way by, I can have a free go at this.
Yeah.
Chances are slim, not very strong. So we've all chosen?
yes.
Right,
Yep.
initiative card.
Here we go. Dun dun dun.
So it's green monsters first, then it's red monsters, then it's red heroes, then it's blue monsters, then blue heroes, then green heroes. So,
Okay.
red heroes first. That's you two. You two are both on fast initiative. So
And we're
who-
doing different things, so we're not really. It doesn't really matter which of us goes
Which
first,
order?
does it?
No.
Do you want to go first then?
If you like. Yep. I'll focus. So
Yeah.
I'm going to
you're going to
use
do your free check on
the hard
air.
at work. Yeah.
So it's a might check, which is 2, but because
2.
you're focused, it's +1. And you've got an axe,
So +2
so you
successes.
get +2 successes onto this.
There you go.
Yeah.
Easy.
Done.
Loads. Okay.
Right.
You've still got your manoeuvre.
Okay. So I'm going to recover. I'm going to recover the.
So this is interesting. So your recovery is a bit,
Yeah.
it's the opposite to ours.
Yeah. So I
So
can.
if you
I
recover,
can.
you get 2 stamina back or 3 wounds.
Mm.
Now, you've only taken 1 wound and 1 stamina. I just want to double check that. I don't think if you recover wounds, I think it just recovers wounds. If you are attempting to heal more damage than you have taken, simply heal as much as you are able. You don't get the stamina back. So
Okay. Well, I'm just going to take the wound back.
Yep.
That's fine. That's good.
that's you done.
Yep.
That was a bit shorter turn than last time.
It was a bit. Yeah. Let you do some work.
Right. Well, I'm going to this against my better judgment. I'm going to persevere.
Without an axe and without a shovel.
I'm trying to beat these roots to bits with a hook and rope.
So your 2 dice
But I'm focused.
Setting my light.
+1 because you're focused. You burn the forest.
Three.
then.
Yeah, might burn us all down.
Oh dear. Okay, let's see what happens. Right. Well, I got 3 successes.
And you can buy an extra 2 successes with this, which would
Which
be
would get me to
5.
5.
With an achievement token, that would be 6.
Well, this is mission critical, isn't it? The entire mission pivots around.
We
success.
need a success there.
I think
So,
so.
although I've only got 1 of these,
Yeah.
and it will cost me 2 of these,
Well
I'm
done,
gonna
Matter
do it.
Jam.
I'm going to do it.
Matter
I'm
Jam
gonna
to the
spend-
rescue.
Nice. So, done.
Nice.
And
And that
now
didn't cost you... Yeah,
that didn't cost me anything, so that was just a free action,
free
wasn't
thing.
it? So I've now got to do. I can now do a movement or a recovery with my maneuver action. So movement
You wanna have a sit down
potentially
and a
could
rest?
come over here, but recovery I could get.
So this is
3 of
interesting.
these
So
back.
this is B0,
You need to be on
but
it.
we've already seen B.
So we know what that's going to
So
be.
we know
It's going to be.
that,
B
that's
and
already
B.
triggered. B was that the skitter has appeared.
Good to us, right.
So that's obviously there in case people go around here
Have we seen
instead of that.
D?
We have not seen D, but you need to be on either of those areas to see D.
The next thing with the tree is going to be trying to
This.
move it out of the way, and that with the hook and rope that gives you pluses,
+1.
and it's
So you're the best person to do this.
so I'm going to be wanting to be down here having
Yeah.
a crack at this tree, getting the rope down. It's a complete maneuver,
It's a
action,
maneuver
isn't it?
to
To put the rope. So I'm going to want to be here in order to do that.
or
So
there.
or there. So I've got a choice. I can either use my maneuver to recover, and I've in order to exert myself and chop those roots down, I've given myself some stamina penalty. So I've got 4 here. So I could do that and get 3 of them back, or I could move to here or here and then be ready next turn to drop the rope. Otherwise, it's going to set me back a turn. So what's the best thing to do? I think I'm going to recover the stamina.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you need a lot of stamina, I think, in this mission.
So my turn. Well, let's move this while we can. And then I've got extra maneuver, so I'm going to move 2 on 2. And then
Hang on a minute.
Go on.
Are you red?
Oh, sorry, I'm blue.
No, you can't go yet.
It's not me. It's not me, is
No,
it?
it's
it's the enemies.
The enemies.
Good spot. So the enemies are performing their half-closed eye, which is move 2 and then leg stab. Now, enemies will move in numeric order. This one moves first, 1, 2, and then this one moves 1, 2. But there's nobody in there. If they've ever got a choice of who they're going to go for, it's in taunt value order.
Okay.
So yours 5, your 4. Right, now it's me. So I move 2. Then I'm going to move another 2. Take it nice and slow, nice and easy. But I am going to have a go at... Oh no, before I do that, I'm going to have a go at G. I might as well have a go at G.
Yeah.
And F.
I should do F first.
F first.
I'll do F first.
Yeah.
So I've got 1 might, but I do have a shovel.
Yeah, which is a +1.
So I get +1 success onto this. So, no.
Unless you spent your...
It still wouldn't help.
No?
I got 1,
2.
+1.
Well,
so
it's only a 1.
I need
Okay.
4. But I'm going to have a go at this. So I need 12 successes
On 1 die.
on 1
one
dice.
dice. Just keep re-rolling lots of
Yeah,
that.
exactly. There's a chance.
No.
But
No.
not much of 1.
So then I go 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's me done.
And you've done the F, so you
And then we
can't-
do that.
Hang on, where were you?
Here.
There, you could go 1,
Oh, yeah.
2.
There is a way through. Oh, in fact, I can go there. I'll go there then.
You get to see that, don't you?
Oh, I do.
Oh, yeah, C.
C1.
And
Okay.
that, and D. D.
And I'm in D as well.
And
Yeah.
D.
Okay, right. 2 new cards. Okay, so let's have a look first at D. In the Bladethorn shadow, the cliff is lower here, and there is a huge Bladethorn bush growing in the cliff above you. Its large, spiky leaves almost reach the road.
Mm-hmm.
You realise you might try to use the Bladethorn leaves as a ladder of sorts, but you would have to be very careful lest the sharp edges hurt you while climbing. So, if you are on D, you can spend a movement point to do an agility check of 4. If you have the hook and rope, you get 2. And if you succeed, you move from 1D to another. So it's basically, it's another way that we can get up
Another
or down.
way up.
And
So I could come down there, couldn't
You
I?
could come down. Yeah.
But it's a bit far away.
And then the other card to look at is a blight cap mushroom. A magnificent magnet tree glows with a magical light, and underneath it you spot a purple mushroom with a flower growing in its cap. It has the sweet smell of rotten fruit and seems to attract its share of insects. But I can't pick it up. I need to be on the space to pick that up. And I am not on the space. I am there.
Light cap mushroom.
Yeah.
It's ominous.
So we've got lots of these cards. I might just put that one, because that's done. So I'll stack them. Okay, right, and that's the end of the round. So, that's the end of round 2. So we spawn another skitterer here. Skitterer number 7. And we now select actions for round 3. Well, I'm going to start zapping this thing. And don't forget, you've always got the rethink if you change your mind. But if you were to choose focus, and then as long as you have used that, you can't then switch it for rethink. But I'm going to do runic trajectory, and we're going to start.
And we can do the maneuver before or after the action, can't
Yes.
we? Yeah. So I'm going to stay focused. Yeah.
I'm going to manoeuvre.
You're doing extra maneuver.
Okay, ready?
Yep, initiative card time.
Here we go. So it's red,
Red heroes first, then green heroes, then blue heroes,
and then the monsters.
and then the monsters are at the end.
Right.
So interestingly, that the green ones are going before
The blue ones.
blue ones this round, and I am green.
Okay, so I'm
You're
focused.
green and you're red.
So I'm going to use my maneuver first. I'm going to do movement, which is of 1.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, and then I'm going to do an F and a G.
Yeah, so have a go at F first.
Which is agility, which is 3 for me, plus 2 on the axe.
Is it agility?
It's might.
It's might. Is it? Oh, sorry, I can't see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's might.
you're still 2.
I'm
You're
still the
2 on
the
everything.
same for me. Yeah. Okay, so it's 1, and I can
It's 1 success, and you can
spend-
buy
and
extra
I
successes.
can buy a success.
You only
An
need
axe.
1 more, don't you?
Yeah. That's 1.
That's
So
it.
that's the 2, plus the 2 for the axe is a 3rd token on there. So there can't be any more than 3 tokens on there. So you're now at your best chance.
So each of those tokens gives
Plus 2.
2, so that's 6.
So you're at plus 6
Plus 6.
to do
With
this.
an axe, which is
This
the
doesn't
axe?
get a bonus of
Oh,
an
does
axe.
it not?
No,
Oh.
hook and
No.
rope does.
ah,
Because you're not chopping it, you're
Right.
actually...
dragging it. So
Right.
you need
Okay,
6 successes.
here we go. Here we go.
Oh, you were focused, so yeah, 3 dice.
Yeah, focused. So this is a re-roll. Oh no, it's an extra dice.
So you've
So
got
it's-
2.
I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You could buy 4 more. But if
Yes.
you did,
Spending my stamina.
if you did, that would be it.
That would really make
so, yeah,
me
2
tired.
successes. You could buy 2 successes and buy 2 more.
So it's
Yeah.
4 more.
4 more stamina.
That's
Wow.
That's a lot of stamina.
a lot of stamina.
But that's 6,
That's
plus the 6 because of these tokens.
That would do it.
We
and
got
that
it.
would do it. That's it. Let's do it.
Well done.
Success. We reveal story cards Dot and Diamond. And we remove this card and F and J from play. So F and J are gone. All of that's done. But we reveal 2 special story cards, Dot and Diamond. So Dot and Diamond, any shapes, are basically story cards that can happen, like the boat in the previous one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're not from story points. So the first one is the road is clear. You painstakingly chop the roots and branches off the wisp tree so it is no longer stuck, and cut the tree. Then, using the hook and rope, well, we didn't use the hook and rope, we used brute force.
Brute force, yeah.
You
My
drag the
axe.
trunk of the heavy conifer to the side of the road. Legionary, the toggrel, grunts happily, anxious to continue. So we flip this over, and we have another map.
Mhm.
So this is going... Yeah, so what's changed? Yeah. So the tree, oddly, is still there on the artwork, but importantly... How's this?
Oh, no, but yeah,
That's it.
engages there, doesn't it?
There's a single line.
There is now a single line between
Mhm.
here, so it can get
So
through.
they can get through.
Yeah,
We've moved it enough.
we've moved it enough.
Okay. Right. Well, I
Do we
still.
want to move the toggle now?
Just a moment.
We can, but we've got another card to reveal.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, we
Do
still
that
have
first
another
then.
card to reveal.
Okay. Do that first.
There's an explosion. It looks like a firework, but slower moving. A trail of ruby fire rises whistling into the sky from somewhere beyond the forest, then hits the middle of the road further up. The loud explosion brings with it smoke, stone fragments, and the smell of burnt wisp trees. Gain infinite range, so we can flip it over. Right, caught in the explosion. So we reveal story card square. Any heroes or enemies in the area shown have been caught in the explosion. So that's here.
Oh, it's bad news for him.
So this area, there's been an explosion. So each hero in the area would have to take 4 damage, agility check. Each enemy in the area takes 2 damage. So
Number 1.
Skitterer number 1 takes 2 damage. And remove this card from play, but we're revealing story card square. Square is a crater in the road. The stone and cement of the road erupts from the ground and the air is filled with dust and crackling magical energy. Once the dust settles and the energy subsides, you see the large crater that the explosion has left behind.
Looks like there's going to be traffic jams on the A30.
Yeah. Okay, so now there are rules for what happens when one area gets turned into multiple areas,
Okay.
which is basically we choose where it goes. So what's happened here I'm going to just
overlays
put that
that,
on. Yeah,
so-
I'm just going to zoom in on this part of the board just so we can see it in a bit more detail. So this is going to go here. So what we've got is that nice one big area has now been split into lots of smaller areas.
And this is the same area as this bit.
This is the
yeah.
same area as this bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So importantly, these areas only have 1 dot and 2 dots, which means the wagon cannot get through here at all. Which thematically makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So there's a big hole in the ground.
Okay. Well, I just want to just clarify something. I used one of my 2 points of maneuver. Can I use? I've done the actions, the free actions. Can I now?
So you've still got 1
I've
point
still
of
got 1
movement
point,
left.
so I could come back, couldn't I? Just
Yeah.
to get me further. Okay. I'll do that.
And should we move this as well while we're here?
Yeah.
It's not within 3 of an enemy, so it can move to here.
Nice.
He's within 3 now, so he wouldn't want to move any further.
Correct, unless somebody was there
unless
to
you
calm
can't.
it, which I can do.
Okay.
Well
Right.
done.
That's me done.
So that was you on red.
Yeah. Next is green.
Greens, which is me and you.
Um,
You want to go first?
well, that's all been sorted now.
Yeah.
So I can just take a shortcut over the top, so I don't need to drop the. And I've got a ladder. I've got a way down now.
There's a
haven't
way
I?
down from there to there.
Yeah. So I can go down there
Yeah.
instead of spending a whole maneuver dropping my
Dropping the
rope.
dropping
Yeah.
the rope. Yeah. It's a good idea.
In which case, I'm gonna.
It's this. It's 1 movement point and an agility check of 4. Which for you is
You're
pretty
good at
easy.
that.
With +2 if you've got the hook and rope.
Well, so am I going to spend extra stamina going further? 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to there. It's a question of how urgently I need to get into over there.
Probably not, because it's about to move.
It's about to come and get me.
Yeah,
So, does it get a disadvantage if there's 2 of us?
no.
Oh, so that only works.
That's only for ranged attacks.
Oh, of course, yeah. And it's doing melee.
It's doing
Okay.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's just do 2 ordinary
Stroll movement points.
move. Yeah, let's just wander through the bushes. 1, 2, and then again 1.
Right,
Now
stop. Because you run a blood drop.
Yeah.
I've got to
So
do
you
a
have to
blood
do
drop.
a reactive check there.
Agility.
Agility.
3 dice. I take a wound.
Hmm.
Ouch.
Stabbed.
Okay. And then you may spend a movement point to do an agility check.
An agility check.
+2
Okay.
because of the hook and rope.
So I need 2 successes
Yeah.
on these
Yeah.
dice. Yeah,
Yeah.
easy.
Done.
So you may move to the other
Just
key.
do a little dance as I go down the rope.
And you're there.
You stand in the way. We're going to hide behind the wizard.
Right. So, me next.
Yep.
I'm going to attack. So this is a magic attack within
Oof.
range 3.
Oh, here we go.
It is within range 3.
So you suddenly
is.
got these.
You're going for this one.
Yeah.
But you're now suddenly obstructed, aren't you?
No.
Oh, you're
It's
not.
only enemies in your area
Ah.
that cause obstruction.
You're not. Okay. You're not hindered in any way. Then.
Nope. Not unless you're getting in my face.
I'll try not to.
So, normal magic attack.
At least as many enemies as allies in your area. No, that's fine. Yeah.
2.
2.
So, it's 2 damage to number 5. Zap.
Nice.
No, what I was getting at was obstructed aim, but it's not because
It's not.
it's only if it was
If you were
there,
there-
or there.
If you were
you're
there,
in the way.
it would be obstructed.
Yeah.
Because it's out of so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
It explains it very well on the card.
Yep.
So I've got a maneuver, and I'm going to move. I'm going to move into here. Because I get to flip over this blight cap mushroom card.
What was that again? Oh, yeah.
You pick the blight cap mushroom and put it in your pouch. Ingesting it will reinvigorate you.
Ooh.
But dried, it is a good ingredient for potions. Okay, so I get,
Oh, maybe we can make
I
potions.
get one of these, which is... right. So discard it to get 2 stamina back. Now, I do have a rule question about these, which is, can these be transferred between players?
That would be nice.
Hi, this is Paul in the editing room. Just to confirm that these tokens also count as items, so you can transfer them between players following the normal rules for items. Anyway, it's monsters time.
Yes.
And what are they doing?
So they are doing a half open eye, which is a leg stab. So move 2.
So this one moves first. And it can't get to somebody, so it moves as far as it can towards the closest person, which is here. I just realised I had 1 movement point left.
Why is that move 2? That's move 3.
Is it right?
Yeah.
Well,
he's going to go there, so he's going to go there. 1, 2.
Do you want to?
It moves the shortest distance possible.
Okay,
So
which is
it
1.
wouldn't take the slow move.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, just thinking, I had an extra movement point left, so I probably would have gone there.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. And now number 5. Number 5 goes. So number 5 can get to you. It can also get to me.
What does the AI tell it to be?
Taunt.
Taunt.
So your taunt is 4.
Taunt is 4. Yeah.
Okay.
So it comes for me.
It comes for you. So this is skitter number 5. Skitter. Goes into here, and it's going to do a
leg
stab you in the leg. So it's 2 damage.
Agility.
Agility check to prevent some or all of that damage.
2.
There you go.
You
dodged out of the way.
Yeah.
And then skitter number 7. 1, 2.
Yep.
Okay. Right.
So we've got to get closer to that hole in the ground to find out.
We need to be within 2 of N to find out
What happens there.
we need to do there. I think that's the end of the round.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the end of round 3, which means we are spawning our final skitterer. It's skitterer number 4. And that card now goes.
Okay.
So that's it for the enemies. There are no more enemies to be spawned at the moment.
Now, we can't move the toggle.
We now can't move the toggle
until we
it's
deal with
calmed.
this. Or calmed.
Maybe I shouldn't have gone there. Maybe I should have gone here because I'm good at calming. Never mind. Done now.
Well, it's more
What is
interesting
the
stuff
test
to do
for
over
calming?
here.
What is the test for calming?
It's a will test of 5, and you get +2 if you're me.
Mm.
But we've got plenty of time.
We do. We're only round 3.
So long as nothing else bad is going to happen. I can't
So we're
imagine
thinking
that.
kill the enemies.
Kill the enemies whilst you go investigating stuff, and then you can come back and calm the toggle if you need to.
Yeah.
So my axe.
Yeah.
The range is melee.
It's in melee.
Only.
Yeah, because it's got the sword icon.
Because this is not full, I have to be in
you
this
have to be
space.
exactly right. Yeah.
And I can't move out of that space without taking damage.
Well, my choice is easy. I'm doing runic trajectory because otherwise I can't attack.
No, I can't focus on an attack because I need to do the attack with the. So I'm. It's very easy for me then. I'm doing that.
Same for you as well.
I want the skitterer to go first, but then if it did, it would attack you anyway. It wouldn't move to me. I'm short on stamina, so my decision is: do I recover, or do I just use my movement to then attack with the axe? Because obviously I get a good result with the axe.
You're thinking of having a sit down.
I'm thinking of just leaving you two to deal with 4 skitterers.
So
I mean, I could move. Actually,
so this is where the rethink action might be useful. What you could do is you could select True Strike as your action.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to your turn,
if they
instead of doing that, if it hasn't moved into your area, just flip your action marker over and do a rethink instead, and get 1 stamina back. Because then at least you've got the option.
So I do a maneuver to get into the space, then use
you could
use my True Strike
if you wanted to,
and then rethink. Yeah, okay.
The rethink would be instead of the True Strike.
Yes, if I can't.
If you change your mind, your other option is just to choose extra maneuver, and just recover twice.
Yeah, it's just a shame. It seems a bit lame when we've got these enemies out there. I want to get.
That's why I think the rethink action
rethink would be good. So I'm going to go here, True Strike, and maybe rethink if it's.
So we've all chosen our attack actions.
Yes.
Okay, so let's have a look at the initiative card.
Here we go.
So it's blue monsters first. Now notice at the top of that card there is this snake icon.
Yeah.
We're not using that icon in this scenario, but in later scenarios that means that the enemy will do something special.
Okay.
Whatever that would be.
Right.
But it's going first, and then it's going to be red heroes, blue heroes, and green heroes. So you got your wish. It is going first.
It's going first.
But they're doing the same thing. They're moving 2 and then doing a leg stab.
So number 1 goes first.
So number 1 goes first. Again, it can get to you,
Higher taunt.
or it can get to me. You've got a higher taunt. So it goes,
That's good. That's good.
Skitter,
because
skitter,
There'll be
skitter.
one left for me.
and it's going to stab you in the leg. Well, it's also good because you've got better agility than me.
I'm going to try and stab me in the leg.
I'm going to try.
Stab you, stabby.
Got those iron boots.
I laugh at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Skitter number 4 goes 1, 2.
Yeah, because there's only one spot there.
Skitter number 5 doesn't need to move, so it will stay where it is.
And it does
And it
2
does the same
hits,
thing.
unless I manage to... No, I laugh at
still
that even
good.
more.
And then number 7 goes 1, 2.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's them done.
Okay.
Red heroes next. Anybody red?
No.
Me.
Mr. Swift Strike.
Yep. So,
Okay. Swifty.
I'm now going to... No, because it's an attack, I use might, don't I?
Nope, you use that.
Use the attack.
No,
Oh, no.
these are not to do with combat.
Right, okay, so I'm combating.
Yep.
So I have 2 dice, and I'm going to do a melee combat
have-
using my hook and... Or I could use the torch,
Yeah.
one or the other.
It's -1, whichever you use.
Mm-hmm.
The advantage of the hook and rope is that it can
It's a
be
bit
used at
more
range 1.
And I
range.
use both, because I've got 4 hands.
Oh, that would be good.
No,
But no.
no, I'm not that... So I'll swing my torch, because I think the hook and rope has been...
Yeah, you might hit me with this.
Who are you going for? 1 or 5?
Well,
They've
number,
both got 4 health.
4 health
I'll go
each.
for Skitter number 1, please. 2 dice. Yeah, no modifications or
2
anything.
dice,
2 dice.
-1 success because of that.
Now, that's an extra die.
Yeah.
So that's 2
So
hits
2.
plus,
Potentially 2 more.
and
but
this is just direct
but
damage.
you're at
isn't it?
-1.
I haven't got to overcome
Nope.
a shield or armor or anything.
Not for these.
Well, let's just spend those 2, and it's good night from him.
Nope.
Is it? No, because you've
-1.
got a -1. So you'd have to spend 3.
Oh,
But you can't spend 3.
I can't because I've
You
only got
can't.
one.
No,
Oh,
no, you spend 2.
So at the moment, I'm doing 1 point of damage to him.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, let's just do 1 more. 'Cause I
Okay.
can't finish him
So
off.
Skitter number 1 is down to 2.
It makes
Right.
sense to bring him down to 2, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
And
And you have a maneuver.
Oh,
If you were to move out, you would
a
take
hit.
2 damage.
2
Because
damage,
there's
1
2.
each.
You would be provoked by both of them. If you were to recover, because you're hindered, you recover at -1.
Well, let's do a bit of recovery then,
Done.
because I can recover 2 wounds or 3 stamina. So I can just recover that.
At -1 because you're hindered, but yeah, you get that back.
Get one
Yeah,
back.
let's
Nice.
do that.
Right. That's red. So now blue.
No,
now
I'm
green.
green.
Does
Okay.
it matter?
Oh, no, I can try it. So I'm going to use my maneuver. They've been already, so they won't attack me. So I
You
use.
can move into that area
I
because it's
can,
got a capacity
yeah.
of 4.
So I use a maneuver, ordinary walking movement.
Yep.
Then I use 1 dice.
So
1
you-
dice, but you get
one
plus
die,
2
yeah, plus 2
automatic
hits.
successes, and you're using an axe which has got no penalty. So
which one?
Which one are you going for? If
I'll
you
go
go
for
for
the
number
one for
1, you're going to kill it.
Auto kill.
But
Yeah.
if you go for 5,
Got potential of doing more damage.
yeah,
Do we want to thin them out? I suppose it's better to thin them out, isn't it?
thin out the numbers.
I think so. Okay, auto damage.
So you're going for number 1.
Yeah.
So
Done.
none, but plus 2
But
because
plus
it's
2.
a true strike.
Yeah.
Not penalised because it's a hand axe.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Gone.
And yeah, these don't drop any loot.
Okay. That's me done.
Right, and then me.
I've actually got another movement, but I would take a damage.
You can't split the movement up with your actual action.
Right, thank you. It was
You
only
can-
with
you can
the only
split it
with
up by
the
doing
with the
other stuff,
tests.
but
Right.
not-
Yeah, but yeah, fair enough.
I'm thinking I should probably, if we want the toggle to move forward, so I've got a choice here. I can come back to try and calm it, or I could go here and have a look at what K is.
I think we've got... Well, I might be tempting Providence, but I think we've got plenty of time
to get the toggle up there.
to get the toggle up there. We can clear off a few skitterers first. But what do you think?
I'll do my attack first.
Yeah.
Range 3. So I'm going to zap number 5. Shall I zap number 5?
You're hindered, aren't you?
No? No, I'm
Your
here.
line of sight is
Oh, it would be obstructed.
yeah.
Yes. So against 5, my line of sight would be obstructed. So I'll go for 7.
Because of us in the same
Because
space.
there's somebody else there.
Yeah, we're getting in the way.
Right. So, runic trajectory. 2 dices. against number 7.
1.
Yeah,
Two,
I've
three.
not been doing anything really, so...
Yeah.
Is there 6 there? Yeah, okay. So I spent 2 stamina, so I got 3 successes. It's 3 damage to number 7.
Nice.
Okay, right. So my manoeuvre, what do we think? I mean, we don't know. This might be bad. I'm reluctant to go further in case it's
In case
bad.
it is bad.
Although this one's nearly dead.
That one's nearly dead. There's lots of stuff to explore.
Okay, I'm going to go here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move. I've got 2 movement. 1 goes into there. Blood drop. So I need to make a reaction.
You're okay.
Nice.
I'm okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we read K. Okay. K is the sacred woodcutter. A woodcutter is crouching under the trees trying to hide. He whimpers as he sees you, eyes wide with shock. He keeps praying for the stars to protect him, as is the Benmark way. The great axe in his hand seems to be of little use to him at the moment. Okay, so if I'm on his space, I can say, I need your axe.
Please.
Give me your clothes. So, will check of 6. Well, I'm good at will. I've got 3 will. If I succeed, I can flip it over. If I fail, I can discard 3 stars. So stars is the currency in this game.
But you're the most convincing person in the party,
I
aren't
will have a go.
you? You're exactly the right person.
Positive attitude. Positive attitude needed here.
No bonuses, just... I've still got 1 movement point left as well.
Oh, look at that. 2 more dice.
Oh, I thought they were... Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
3
Lots.
successes plus...
I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend 3 stamina
Yes.
to get
Nice.
3 more successes. So I've done it.
Yes.
The woodcutter's story. The man hands you his axe with trembling hands. On this day, the stars shine not upon me, he says. I was chopping wood when I saw a sorcerer flying on a magical disc. He was a Nitigri nobleman, but his face and body were twisted and scary, like from a nightmare. He planted some strange devices in the ground, one where the tree fell on the road, and another over that hill nearby. He was followed by an ignisaur, and that's when the lights started flashing. Please hurt me not. So we remove this card from play, and we gain a great axe.
Yes.
So this
Nice.
is the great axe. Now this is a 2-handed item, can be used as a melee weapon, and when it does, it gets +1.
+1.
And it's worth 5 money. So this
Wow.
is not. I've got this. I'm going to put it in my backpack. But
That's
and
nice.
I'm actually going to swap these over. But interestingly, I can't use this.
Because
I can't do a melee attack. If we look at my character,
Oh, yes, you don't have a...
I do not have an action that allows me to do a melee attack.
I do. I'm standing right over here. So
So I'm going to drop
give
the
me
axe.
your
here.
axe.
No. I can bring the axe to you and
I can come up there.
yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
I've still got a movement point left. So I don't think I'm going to push on. I think I'm going to go here,
That means you're closest to him, so he'll go for you.
which is fine.
Okay.
He says with 3 stamina left.
Yeah, fine. Is that the end of the round?
Yes. All done.
That is the end of
Green,
the
you're
round.
green. That's the end of the round.
Tick. That was round 4.
We're doing well.
Remember, these cards actually do something in future scenarios, but we're
Right.
just using them as a
Counter.
timer for now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to use my runic projection again.
I'm gonna wallop things with my
How much
claws.
has he got left? Number 5's got 4.
2-handed axe would be nice, though. I've got 4 hands.
Yeah, I'm going to stay true strike.
Yep. Okay, initiative card.
Yep. Here we go. Okay, it's
So it's
red
monsters.
heroes,
That's
then
that's.
green heroes, then the monsters, then blue heroes.
So I think that's me first then, because I'm a red hero.
It's interesting. You haven't got a blue.
No.
You don't have a
Is
blue.
that super fast or super slow?
Yeah, that's me.
So you're going to hit it with the torch.
I'm a lizard. That's what we do. I'm gonna hit
I'm
it.
gonna wave the torch around and frighten him over to me so that I can hit him on the head with the axe.
So 2 dice.
2 dice,
minus
minus 1
hit.
success.
And how many's he got left?
You've got 4.
4.
Oh, okay. 2 successes, so I do him
That's
one
one damage.
1 point of damage.
Yep.
Yeah, down to 3. Take that, Mr. Giant Tick thing.
And you've got a maneuver.
Yes, so I'll use that to now. That would be I'll use it to recover. It would be recovery of 3, but because I'm hindered, it's recovery of 2, which conveniently is exactly how many stamina I need. So there we are.
Yep. Okay.
That's back on full.
That's red. Green.
So green, it's me. True
me.
strike. I am going to try to hit this guy with
1 dice, but plus 2
dice
successes.
Plus 2 successes.
You've done it.
Is that enough? Yeah.
You can keep rolling if you want.
No, that's fine. No, that's
It's
enough.
done.
That's good. And now I've got a
got a
maneuver.
maneuver.
What I'm going to do, recover. And I'm going to recover 2, because I'm no longer hindered. 2 of those.
I'll try not to get in your way.
Yeah, thanks for that.
If I can kill this,
Side.
because it is me next, then,
Then
I
the
might
toggle
go.
can move.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
when are they
on your
going?
turn.
They're going right at the end, aren't they?
They are
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to blast it with my runic projection.
nice. Nice big hit on number 7. Yes.
So that's 1,
Yes.
2.
Needs one more.
Yeah. I'll buy 1 more success with the stamina.
Fabulous.
3. That's gone.
Smack.
That. Right. And then
Excellent.
I haven't had a maneuver, but also this can now move to here.
Yep.
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
Oh, can it move though?
Yeah.
3.
It's now 3 away.
1, 2, 3.
It's only
So-
when it starts its movement.
So
Within 3.
I can get to within 2 of this. So yeah. And do I want to have a sit down?
Do you need to be in the same space to calm the toggle?
Yes.
Okay.
See what you're thinking.
So I'm thinking.
I can do that
would,
next round.
Yeah. Would it be sensible for
move
you
in there
to?
and
Would it
calm
be
it.
sensible? You've got a movement point left. Is that right?
Do I?
Didn't you just move 1?
No, I haven't had any movement.
You haven't had any, so you haven't done your maneuver
No,
yet.
I don't
So
think
you you could come here.
No, you fired from there. Didn't
Yeah, no, I could, but I'm thinking of recovering.
All right. Okay.
I'll recover.
you?
Yeah, fine.
Because next round, I can move into there and calm it, and then
It would move anyway.
forward.
Okay. Fine. Yep.
Well, that was a quick. Oh no, we got them to do.
Yep.
So skitter number 4,
Is going to do. It's half open. It's a leg stab. So move 2.
same again.
Yeah.
So it goes there.
Yep.
You can't get any closer.
It's going.
Right. End of the round. Next round. Now it's got full health, so I think I'm going to runic trajectory it, because then I can still move to there and still calm the toggle.
Which means that I can't.
Although
be
the
in
toggle
space.
can't move.
I can't be in the space. Otherwise, I would be obstructing you.
Now, just some thoughts about doing some throwing weapons to each other. It would make sense for possibly for me to have one of the axes, either the one that you've got or the
this one.
two-handed one,
Yeah.
and for one of us to have the other one.
Yeah.
So if you were to move first to there, drop the axe, zap the gribbly.
Well, I go slow.
Oh, so I'm going to be going before you, but I
Green
can still
tends to be
go.
slow.
I could do a ranged attack and then move and pick up the.
Or you could rush,
Yes.
moving 3,
Yes.
go 1, 2, grab the axe off me, 3, and then hit it.
I can do that, can't
Mm.
Yeah.
I? Okay. Let's do that then.
Okay. So you're going to choose Swift Strike.
Yes.
I'm going to choose Runic Trajectory. And what are you going to do? You're going to choose True Strike.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have to recover.
Initiative card.
Here we go. Monsters first.
Monsters first. The blue enemies are going first.
Hmm.
Okay. So it can get to me with the fewest movement points.
It's 2 movement and leg stab.
So it goes into here and it's trying to stab me in the leg. So I make an agility check.
Yep.
And I take 1
1
damage.
damage. Okay.
Right. So
Now
next
it's
it is red heroes.
Red.
So slight change of plan. You can still come into my area. And you can no. Because you're now hindered. So if you were to move into the mine
would
area,
be hindered.
yeah, because
Would
the
be
skitterer
hindered.
is there, you are hindered, and when you're hindered,
May not pick up, give, or receive items.
no. The rule for hindering is if there are at least as many enemies as heroes.
Ah.
So if you think about it, I keep the skitterer busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you come in.
So we outnumber it.
Yeah.
2-1.
You keep the skitterer busy, I drop the axe, I keep the skitterer busy, you pick up the axe. So thematically, cinematically, that's how it
But
works.
just
fine.
when you're throwing
That's
the
good.
axe, can you just throw it to me like blunt end first?
Yeah, okay. So you only need 2 movement, you don't even need to rush.
Oh, that's true, isn't it? Yeah.
No, do you need to? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
One
well,
in
You
here.
needed 3
Yeah,
before.
I did
Yeah.
before, but now
Yeah.
I don't.
So you can go
So
through
go
this.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One,
into there.
Yeah.
2.
Nice.
So you keep it busy while I drop the great axe, then I keep it busy.
And I'm allowed a free movement of the hook and rope
Yeah,
from
so
hand
whenever you
into
pick it up,
backpack.
it always goes into there. But now you can swap it over for free.
Yeah. So the axe now goes into 2 of my 4 hands.
Nice.
The torch with the other one. I don't know what I'm doing with my 4th hand. I'm probably just making
You're
rude
just waving at me saying, come on, what are you doing right back there?
making rude hand gestures or something towards the enemy. So
2 dice, and now it's +1 instead of -1.
this is more like it. This is the kind of combat odds we like.
Yeah, come on.
Let's get cracking. Oh, so that's 2
two.
hits plus 2 more dice.
Yeah.
3
3 and another
4
roll.
hits.
Splatterton.
5
That's
hits.
Five
exactly what
hits.
you needed. +1.
Plus 1.
6.
6.
Okay.
Boom.
Very, very
Goodbye.
cinematic.
Number 4.
Except, yeah, we've all got our actions that we're not doing.
Now we can't do much.
Um,
Never mind.
so so I've done my move. I've done my attack,
That's where I rethink.
and
Yeah.
that's the end of my go.
Okay. Then it's blue.
Nope.
No, we're both green.
Green.
Okay, so I'm green. So I'm going to use rethink.
Yep.
That recovers 1. Then for my maneuver, I'm going to recover 2.
Okay. Well, I'm also going to rethink to recover 1. But then I'm going to move, and I'm going to move 2. And I'm going to go 1, 2.
Toggle can't move. Can it? Can't see
Toggle
the
can
number
move
of
to here.
that one. No, right, okay.
Yes.
So, in fact, when I get to there, I get to read N. I'm probably going to go to there anyway. So
You
let's have a
sure?
read of N.
That's on the chasm.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It's on the edge of a big hole.
Right. The magical explosion cracked a smouldering crater in the middle of the road. You hear Legionary whimper at the strange magical stench. For Legionary to pull Birdie over the crater, you will have to build a bridge of Bladethorn leaves. So we can only flip this when I'm on space N.
But you can get there, can't you?
Is it worth spending the achievement token to get the extra +1? It's probably not. No, we'll just do it.
Oh,
next time.
You only had 1 movement because.
I had 2 movement and I was there, so I went 1, 2.
Oh, I see.
And I used my
and you-
rethink
Yeah.
to recover
Okay.
1. So I'll tell you what, instead of doing that,
You will spend.
I will use my rethink to move 1 instead. And that gets me onto there so that at least we flip it over and we know
Okay.
Okay.
what we need to do.
Did you recover 1?
I did, so I've just taken that back. Right, so we're going to flip it over. It's another hard at work card.
Mm-hmm.
A hero in an area containing a blood drop, which represents blade thorns, may make a might check of 4, +2 if you've got the axe, +1 if you've got the shovel. And if you succeed, you put a token below your hero board. Okay, so not on the card. You put the token below your hero board. You may perform this check in another area containing a blood drop this turn. Okay. Oh, right. So you're not limited to doing it once per turn. You're limited to doing this check once per area per turn.
So you could move
Potentially,
between
you
areas.
could move between areas.
Good. All right, okay.
Then, once you are on the crater, you can put any tokens that you've collected onto here. And once there are 4 tokens on here, we reveal some more story cards. Right. Okay, so we're chopping down Bladethorn leaves
Yeah.
to build the bridge, because these Bladethorns seem to be really,
Wrong.
really, really strong.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I'm going to come up here. go here, and go here. 1, 2, 3. Ah, need one more.
Okay. Now, you've got a hand axe. You've got a great axe.
I don't think the great axe counts.
It does. It's an
Oh,
axe.
does it? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a rule in the back of the rulebook to say that the pickaxe doesn't count,
Right.
but the great axe and the
Does,
hand axe
okay.
do count as axes.
Okay.
So we all know not what we need to do. That's the end of the round, I believe.
And the chop is the
In an area with a blood
might.
drop, and it's a might check.
Yeah.
And
So-
you two both get a +2.
So I'm going to focus.
End of the round. Next round. I can't do very much. Yeah.
I'm focusing. So I'm
Okay,
going
I
to
can-
go. I'm
I
going to
can
go
sing some
chop, chop.
songs. I mean, I should probably focus as well, so that I can try, but
So it's cutting down is hard at work. It's a success, a might action.
Might of 4.
Might of 4
yeah, you're going to do it really easily.
with the axes.
I mean, there's other things to see here on the map. Just looking, there's
there's
another star locus here.
There's an L here.
There's a P. There's another blight cap there. Maybe I do that. Maybe
Because the
I,
blight cap was a bonus, wasn't it?
yeah, maybe I just rush around and
So there's one thing over there, but there's a ton of things over here. Aren't there? Well, 3.
yeah.
3 is
I'm going to come up. I'm going to come up to here.
we've already. I mean, K is the.
Yeah,
is
no,
we've
it's
already
for
done.
the root
Okay.
for the blades.
Yeah, I'll go around and start picking up these other items because I'm no good at collecting this because I don't have an axe. I do have a shovel, so I'm at +1, but still,
Well, I might head round that way,
we only need 4.
and when we come to do the collecting the blade thorn
Mhm.
leaves, that's going to be a free action, isn't it?
Yep. And you can do it in each area.
Actually, I could.
So I'm going to do that.
Yeah, because you're pretty good. You don't really need to focus, do you?
I don't need to
Should be
focus.
okay.
That will give me the movement that will get me into the next one. So I could do that. I'm just going to plan this out. I'll make sure I'm not going to break a rule. I'm thinking I'll use focus.
Okay.
All right.
That gets you 3 dice. With
In fact, the tests are free.
the test is a free thing
I
to
can
do.
use extra maneuver.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Okay.
That's it.
Right.
I was actually going to use my rethink to get the extra one, but I don't need
Initiative
to.
card.
Initiative card. Blue first.
So if you have a look at that initiative
Yeah.
card, you will notice, and we're not using this for this scenario, but in future scenarios we will. Whoever was on red initiative would get an extra maneuver.
Oh,
Okay.
No.
So as I say, for this scenario we don't use
and
that.
there are no enemies,
No enemies.
and
So it's just red, blue,
Right.
green.
and they've done all the spawning, and they finished doing that.
So blue is me and you. Do you want to do yours first? So you've got 2 maneuvers
Yeah.
to do.
So, see there. 1, 2. Pay
1 stamina to move 3.
3.
So you have to make a reactive check to move into the area with the blade thorns.
Yeah.
2
2.
agility. 2 damage incoming.
1.
1 gets through.
Okay. Then I do the test.
You can do test. So it's a might check of 4.
Might check of 4. So that's 2 for me.
2 dice, but you get a +2 because you've got an axe.
So that's 3 and
No,
pay
roll
1.
again.
it's 1.
Oh, and a roll. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll pay 1.
So that's 2 plus the 2. So you get one of these, which you put below your player board somewhere.
Right.
Are you moving further?
Yeah. I'm going to do another maneuver, which is just an ordinary maneuver this time. Go here.
Chop another blade thorn.
Another agility
another
check.
Agility check. Oof.
2
2
damage.
damage this time. That's not so great.
Yeah.
But never mind.
More choppy choppy.
Yeah, more choppy. 2 dice. That's 2.
There's another one.
And that's me done.
We got 1 movement point left. I think.
Oh, I have. Oh, I can go here. Look.
You could go there.
Well, in fact, that.
Oh no,
in fact, that reads.
it's an elevation. Like,
It reads.
can't go there.
No, but I should.
Oh,
we
you
have
should read
it.
that.
Yeah, we
Yes.
should
Well, you
read
can move into here, can't you?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Oh, 1. So we should have read this. An ominous light. Behind the trees, in the direction of Roondale, you see the sky is lit by pulsating red and blue lights. Birds and Ephira butterflies fly away from whatever is causing them. It is not the magical aurora you were used to seeing in the sky, but something more sinister and uninviting. So we can get closer to that, but you need to be actually on the space.
Okay, which I can't do this turn. That's fine.
Can't do from where you are because there's a
Yeah.
There was a height difference there, but you could go through there and into there.
Yeah. I mean, I could pay an extra stamina, but I am too low to do that.
You would have had to choose that beforehand.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
So you're done?
Yep, done.
So I'm just going to do a normal movement. And I'm going to move 1, 2. We can't move that.
Yeah, because
You can't get
there's
through.
Spaces.
Are you going to go and have a look at that?
And then I'm going to use
Noted.
my extra maneuver to move into there, at which point I have to make a check. Yeah, it's fine.
Fine.
And then into... Oh,
Yeah.
and then I should have read Q.
You get to see what it is.
It's like a lotus flower.
Well, it does look like lotus flower, but it's not. It's... What's better than one lotus flower?
Two
2.
star lotus.
The leaves of the quiche tree in summer display radiant colours, each one like a beautiful butterfly. Under it, you spot a glimmering flower growing in the forest floor. As you look closer, you notice another one right under it. They are star lotuses, emanating a faint bluish glow, perhaps indicating some magical properties. So I need a manoeuvre to pick these up. And I don't have a manoeuvre spare. I do have 1 movement point spare. So I'm on there and I can pick them up next turn. That's me done. That's blue. Green is next. You've got 2 manoeuvres.
Well, let's just go into here. So I'm not going to spend a stamina point.
So you're just doing 2 movement points. First one's to move into there.
Well, I could do. Yeah, let's spend the stamina
So you've got
point.
3 movement
Let's
points,
go crazy.
1 of which has been spent.
Yeah. So now I have to do a reaction to the blade thorns.
Yep.
And I'm fine.
Good.
Then I can do some chopping,
You've got an axe.
which gives me 2, which is a might action, 2 dice, and I've got +2 because it's an axe. So that's successful.
So you get a token.
I get a little disc,
There you go.
little blue circle. That's my first movement point. Second movement point will be to move to here,
Yep.
which is another blood drop blade thorn, and I'm fine again. I dodge around, and then I have a go,
Another go.
and that's successful.
Yeah. So that's the 4 we need.
So that's the 4 we
Yeah.
need.
There is something that I did forget to do. When I moved to here,
You should have read P.
Oh yes.
should have read P.
Yeah.
So apologies for missing that, but we'll do that. We'll do that now,
Okay.
and we'll just not change the outcome of what happened. So it's more skitterers. Approaching your destination, you see more Venorian skitterers emerging from the woods. It is becoming clear they are under the magical command of someone, probably the same evil Shantor told you about. So this should have actually happened, but never mind.
Okay.
So there's 1 there, and there's 1.
Unfortunately, they don't go this turn.
They do not go this turn. So we've got skitterer number 5 and 7.
Right.
We've seen them before.
Yeah. Come back. We've got different badges on this time.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure that one's got some polyfiller on his carapace. Okay. So I've had 2 movement points. My third movement point.
Oh, is that your first manoeuvre?
Yeah, I'm still in my first manoeuvre. So the third movement
Do you
point
need
of my
to go
first
there?
manoeuvre.
Because we've got the 4 things we need for the bridge.
Yeah, but we need to come down this way because there's a double line here.
Oh, you can't get there.
So
Yeah.
I can't go directly.
Oh, and there's a
a
blight cut
cliff.
through on the
So
way.
so I've now got a choice. I can go here because I've gone up. I don't have to climb to get there to investigate this
Ominous light.
ominous
Well, we want to
light.
see what it is, don't we?
Yeah, we
Or
do.
I could go here and see whatever's there.
That's been done.
Oh, M's been done, has it?
Yeah, Paul went there.
Um,
Didn't Paul go there?
did I do M?
I can't see an M.
I did C. I don't think we've done M.
It
Oh,
looks
okay.
it looks
It-
as though it's going
it
to be
looks
another
similar,
mushroom, doesn't it?
yeah.
But now let's go and see what's going on with this.
Yeah.
So you're going to get closer to the ominous
No,
light.
I suppose I could spend another stamina.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah,
So how many movement points have you got left?
got After this, I will have 2 more movement points.
Okay. So you're going to get closer to the ominous light.
A strange and troubling sight.
You walk towards the light, and from the top of the ridge, observe some ancient ruins, and beyond them, a hill that has been blasted open. On the hill, you see Shantor Threebirds engaged in magical combat with a Nitigri sorcerer. The red light you see comes from the hole in the hill, the blue from their battle. At your feet, you see a small glowing cube, perhaps left here by Shantor. So you get item card 50, the Cube of Annihilation.
Wow, that's good.
Sounds lovely.
I like the sound of that.
That's worth going there.
And that's an item. But
That is an item, so it goes straight away in your backpack.
now I've got space for 5 things in my backpack, haven't I?
But that's only if they have that icon on them.
A little symbol.
That doesn't.
Oh, that doesn't. So
Yeah.
this is just
Let's
doesn't
just have
take
a
up
look at
any
the card
space.
deck. So just
It
want to
doesn't
show
take any
people.
space.
So this costs you a maneuver to use it.
Right.
So it's a maneuver to use it. You have to discard it. So it's one use only.
Yes.
It does an area attack. Does attacks every enemy within 1
Okay.
with 3 dice.
Range of 1.
Within a range of 1
Oh, so it's got a kind of blast.
is an area
Area of
on
effect.
you
Yes.
and everything in your area and within 1 with 3 dice.
Okay.
Now, if you roll that symbol,
Yeah.
then it is straight away 2 successes
2 more hits.
Wow.
without having to spend stamina.
Can I spend the stamina as well?
No.
No.
It's instead of.
Instead of. Okay.
So yeah, that's what it does. It's a one-shot item that blows up and
Explosive.
But it's
does its thing.
pretty good.
It is. Or you can sell it for 5 money and buy a nice pair of shoes.
Yeah. It was a very nice pair of shoes in the shop, I must admit. Let's. So that's that done.
2
So
more.
I've still got 2 more. So I go here.
Blood drop.
I'm
These things
okay.
are just not touching you, are they, these blades?
Well, 3 agility gets you a long way.
Yeah.
Um,
Dodge out of the way.
and we don't need to collect any more blades because we've got the 4 we need.
No.
So I'll carry on into here.
Yeah. You should have just gone there and there. But never mind. You took the dangerous route.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Done.
Well, us lizard folk.
So M is the circle of disgusting life.
Oof.
Repulsive, venomous centipedes
here we
crawl
go.
over and under a purple blight-capped mushroom.
Nice.
The mushrooms are valuable, but gathering it without touching the horrible bugs is perhaps more trouble than it's worth. So if you've got a shovel or a torch as an active item,
Oof. The
You do.
torch.
I've got a torch.
You've got a torch.
okay, so you can flip it over.
You've carried it all the way
And
from the front.
we use option A. A bug-covered mushroom. You carefully move the revolting bugs off, their small legs twisting and twirling in impotent fury. With them out of the way, you pick the blight-capped mushroom, which is a valuable ingredient for potions. So we gain a blight-capped token. Just as a reminder, when you went through this area,
Yes.
you could have tried to collect another bit of the blade thorn leaves. We don't need them,
Yeah.
but you could have done.
Well, funnily enough, actually, I think I will,
Why not?
because if I could go through there as well,
And you could get all
and I
4.
could have all 4.
But
Which
it only
means that
needs you.
You could then go and do
I
something
can
else.
just go-
That's a good idea.
But it just gives us that option.
Yeah,
doesn't
go for it.
And there's nothing to lose
So
if I
while
fail.
you were going through this area,
I just needed 2 successes. Yes.
there you go.
So I have another.
So you've got 3 bits of blade thorn.
Yeah.
Right. Is that everything?
That's me done.
But we can't move that. So end of the round.
Yeah.
Next round. Okay. Well, I'm going to use 1 maneuver to pick that up. And I'm probably going to use my runic trajectory to start blasting a Skithra. So that's my choice of action for the turn. What about everybody else?
I'm going to go with extra maneuver, I think.
You're going to come here and try and do that bridge on your own.
I could do. The alternative would be to go in and start trashing Gribblies, but I think I'll go in and try and fix the hole,
Think
because that's
so.
the big thing, isn't it, that we need to do.
What about you, Paul?
There's-
Do you want to come
well-
and start?
Well, I thought I would focus to start in with the combat, but I just
No.
thinking
Focus
this.
is not combat.
You need the true strike to do that.
Sorry. Yeah. I was looking at if you can get your maneuver is green. That's slow, isn't it?
Yeah. But so is your true strike, as is my runic projection. So
Yeah. I might as well go here.
I think
Well,
so.
what I was thinking was that, you know, if you were able to get in there and move the toggle along, he's going to be one space away from this skitterer.
Mm-hmm.
If, as long as we keep him engaged up here, we don't want him coming down here.
Yeah.
You're not moving this way, are you?
I was probably
Or were
going to
you?
move
Oh,
to
were you?
here.
Okay.
Well, I was going to use a maneuver to pick that up, and then I was going to zap that. If it's still...
Oh, that's cool. I didn't see this one.
Yeah, there's one here. How do you do it?
yeah. Oh, right. Well, I'm definitely doing this.
Right, initiative.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay.
So red heroes,
red hero.
blue monsters, blue heroes, then green heroes. So any red heroes? No. So it's the skitterers first. So skitterer number 5. Oh.
It's a different. It's
Well,
a different
it's-
action. It's a bite. It's a move 1.
Oh, it's different.
It's a different action this time.
Ah, right. Okay, so it's doing the open eye action.
Yep.
Need to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
I hope
I've been looking at those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's only move 1, but it's biting, which is a might check with 3 dice. Right. Okay. Well, in that case, it moves towards me.
Yep.
This is Paul in the editing room again, and just to let you know that we did make a rules mistake here. So the skitterer only moved 1, which was correct, but it could have actually attacked me from where it was. Now, even though it only moved 1 and it's not in my area is actually full. And as I mentioned earlier on, you can do a melee attack against an adjacent area as long as that area is full. So the skitterer at this point should have attacked me. This one, however, can get in there. Oh, no.
No, it's only got a 1
It's only got
dot.
1 dot on it.
But
So
can they attack
Yeah,
adjacent?
It will.
So this is a 1 dot area.
Ah,
So
that demonstrates that rule very well.
Yeah, so that stays there
Yeah.
and it attacks you from there without moving.
Yeah.
So it's 3 damage
3 damage. It's might.
and it's a might check.
Might.
It's doing a
So
bite.
you're only 2 on might.
And that's nothing, because
That's
I take
nothing.
all 3 damage.
damage.
Ouch.
Oh, wow.
Oi.
I do need to come in there and start messing with this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So that's them done.
Yes, now it's
Right. Now
now
it's
the
blue heroes.
Not
Which
me.
is none of us.
No,
Now it's green heroes, which is
that's
all of
all
us.
of us.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So I'm going to pick the flowers up. I'm going to do my maneuver. So this is the flowers picked. You cut the stems of the star lotuses. Their milky sap tickling your fingers pleasantly. The flowers can be used to heal wounds, and alchemists and the priests of the 5th eye can use them as ingredients for potions and scrolls. So 2 star lotus tokens. That has gone.
Got 2 down here.
Oh, let's do that.
Yeah.
Here's one we prepared earlier. Right. That's
Nice.
my maneuver done. And now I'm going to use my runic trajectory and
Yeah.
zap that.
Good idea.
2 more
2
dice.
more. So that's 1, 2, 3.
And you can pay more.
I could kill it. I could spend 2 stamina and an achievement token, and I could kill it. But
That would leave us only with this one to deal with, which would be good.
There's achievement
I
tokens,
want to save it. It's not mission critical. So I think actually I'm just going to do 3 damage. Yeah, we'll just do 3 to it.
Okay.
Finish it off next time. Okay, that's me done. I moved. I attacked.
Right, shall I get out of the way so you can come through?
Yeah.
I'm
I
going to
won't
spend a
have to take
stamina
a blood
point,
drop then.
Move 3.
and I'll go 1.
1. So reactive check to avoid the damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
And then the might check to get another. You get +2 because of the axe.
Yeah.
So if you
I'll do it.
spend 2 stamina, you've got a 4th token.
Wow.
There you go.
And then I will.
You've still got 2 movement points
Got
left.
2 movement points left.
Yeah.
So I will go
1,
1,
2,
2.
and you build the bridge. So once you're within range 0 of this, you can put any tokens that you've collected on here.
Well done. Well done.
And once there are 4 tokens on there,
Fabulous.
we reveal 2 new
Good
cards.
work, Matter Jam.
So you've done a makeshift bridge. The bridge of branches and leaves might be just enough to get Legionary the Toggle and Birdie the Wagon over to the other side. As you are finishing the bridge, you hear the sound of more skitterers in the woods.
Oof.
So we flip this over. Aha. Right. So this
Bridge.
is basically going to
overlay this card, maybe.
Yeah, well, I think we remove that card. And that, because it's exactly the same position.
Nice.
Okay. Now, can this move? No, because it can't get closer.
It's not closer.
It's range
It's
3.
1, range 3.
Yeah,
it is. It would
It's,
be going
it's
close.
already
Yeah,
within 3,
yeah.
so we can't move.
Yep.
Not without being calmed.
Okay, but there is one more card to read. Ambushed.
Oops.
As you have finished the bridge, you hear the eerie sound of multiple legs moving rapidly in the woods. Skitterers are connected to a hive mind, but they do not seem to be protecting a nest or hunting for prey. Someone is using the skitterers as soldiers, and you are their enemy. So we are spawning 2 skitterers. One there and one there. So we've got skitterer number 2 and skitterer number 3. Okay. Let's go skitterer number 2 and skitterer number 3. Okay. Now, there are no more cards in the story pile.
Okay.
So
Right.
that's it. We have seen all of the story cards.
So we need to get the toggle to here.
today. That's all we
That's
need to
all
do.
we need to do.
What turn are we on?
We have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've had 7.
So we've got 3
So
more
we're
turns
currently
to
on
get
8.
the toggle out.
To get the best result.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, that's you done. Are you finished with your?
I'm finished.
Are you finished?
I did.
You've done 1 manoeuvre.
Well, that's true.
You've
So
got
I've
a
got-
whole extra manoeuvre to go.
I've got another manoeuvre to do. Well, with that
We've got a
manoeuvre,
lot of
the
spent
obvious
energy.
thing to do is
you're quite
to
tired.
Yeah.
recover. I'm going to. Should I recover stamina or wounds? What's the best thing to do? I think I'll take 2. No, I'll have 3 stamina,
3
just
stamina.
in case. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I can always do some more recovering next time. Okay, that's me done.
So, Paul.
Right. Okay. So I've got True Strike. So I'm going to do a maneuver, which is 2, 1, 2. Then I'm going to use my axe, which gives me 1 dice,
with 2 automatic
2
successes.
automatic successes. That's 1.
3 so far.
And how many do we need?
You
So
can
number
buy
7.
more if you want to, but
No, I don't think I will.
keep it through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's me.
Now, did the enemies go this round? The enemies did go, and they went first, didn't
I
they?
went first.
Yeah. So
that's right.
we didn't have to
we
remember
were all
that
very late.
the
That's
new
right,
ones.
I got nibbled, if you remember.
Right,
Yeah.
end of the round. Next
Okay.
round.
Right.
Staying where I am.
I am going to choose Runic Rejection again.
Yeah, I'm True Strike.
I'm gonna hit something.
Yeah. Okay, initiative.
Uh,
So it's all monsters first,
yeah.
and they would be doing special things, but they're not. And then it's red, blue, green.
Okay, so this is going to be a leg stab. This is a move 2.
Back to then.
Yeah.
So who's going first?
So
Number 2.
Yep.
So it can go through there.
It ignores the toggle, doesn't it?
It doesn't attack it, but it still has to use normal movement rules.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So it can go into there because it's
because this
size
got
1,
4, yeah.
and then it can go into there. Okay, and then it attacks you. So 2 dice agility check.
How many damage?
3.
Yeah, done.
Okay.
Skitter number 3. Now this could go here.
Taunt.
It goes to me, doesn't it?
So I have a ruling question here. This is an area that's size 1. So it could actually attack me from where it is. Yeah? It doesn't have to move to attack me.
But it
Does it-
wouldn't,
does it
because the
not
tie break is taunt.
So-
Does it not choose an enemy first before it moves?
We'll just have to get clarification on this particular situation, because this is an interesting one to see. What we have is we have Skitter number 3 that would either move 1 to here or move 1 to here. It would move to here because Matajam's taunt value is higher than mine, but because this is a size 1 area, it wouldn't actually need to move to attack me from here. So the question is,
Does it need to move first?
would it stay
Yeah.
where it is
Yeah.
and attack, or would it move the 1 into here? And this is Paul in the editing room, just to confirm that we did get rules clarification on this. And the first priority is that the enemy, if it can attack without moving, it will do that. So we got this right. It does attack me. It stays where it is. It attacks into my area, which is full, and it doesn't move into the area with Matajam. So the ruling that we're going to go with today, and I will put some text on screen if this is incorrect, is we're going to have the skitterer stay where it is because it can attack from this area into here. So it's attacking me with a leg stab. What's my agility? My agility is 2.
You're okay. Oh no.
No.
You take.
I've taken 1, so
Take a wound.
1 damage. Right. So that was skitterer number 3. Skitterer number 5. Now that's definitely hitting me.
Yeah.
It's another 1 damage.
Ouch.
And then skitterer number 7. Attacks you. Stab, leg stab.
1.
Another 1 damage. Whoa.
Oof, I'm
Big
getting a
up.
bit
Well,
ill.
that's them done. Right, now it's red heroes. So, Matterjam, with your swift strike and your great axe.
Okay.
Have
Well,
it.
I think I will hit it with my axe.
So 2 dice, plus
Plus
1.
The great axe.
And it's
Skitterer number 2.
full. It's on full hits.
Yeah.
So 1, 2.
It's 3 at the moment, and you can spend stamina to make it up to 5. It's not going to kill it.
I can't kill it,
No.
so I'm going to hang on for my stamina for now.
Okay.
And then I've got a manoeuvre, haven't I?
You do?
I will use my manoeuvre to recover 2.
It's only
I'm
1 because you're
hindered.
hindered.
I'm
Yeah.
hindered, so I will recover 2 instead of 3 stamina.
Okay. Right. Blue? No, blue heroes.
blue.
Green.
Green.
Shall I do mine?
Yep.
Well, I'm not hindered. This is quite handy being in an area that's only size 1.
Hmm.
So I'm just going to zap number 5.
It's already damaged.
It's already damaged with my runic projection. I will spend a stamina to make that 3 damage.
Kills it.
Skitterer number
well
5
done.
is
That's
dead.
good.
And then I will use my maneuver to actually just recover 3 of those. And
Okay.
I'm going to stay where I am. This is nice. I like it here.
Right, I'm doing true strike against number 7. That's 1,
2,
2,
3, 4.
3, 4.
Dead.
Gone.
And your maneuver?
On my manoeuvre, I'm going to recover 3
3 wounds.
wounds.
For 3 damage. Yep.
Yep.
End of the round. And we can't move that because,
We're in 3.
Next round.
Yeah, know what I'm doing.
I mean, ideally, I would be there calming this down and moving it forward. But for me to get there, because I've gone and run off here,
That's 1.
it might be easier just to kill these and then we can move it anyway.
What turn are we in? Are we in turn 8, is it? No?
We have had 9.
So we
So
got.
this is round 10. So we're
So-
not going to be able to do it on 10.
Right.
Right.
If we can get rid of these 2
Yeah. Okay.
this round,
I'm going to do a manoeuvre.
then we can move that to here.
I'm going to
Yes.
run.
And then next
An
round we
attack.
move it to there. And
So if you-
yeah.
I'm going
you
to run
finish
and
him off-
attack.
And then move in here. Calm him. He moves.
Oh, I could just move through it. Right. So this is the thing. We could risk it for a biscuit, and I could get into here, calm the toggle, and that would allow us to move it to here this round.
Yeah. That means you'll take damage.
Which means I'll take all of the damage. We're not going to be able to do it this round, no matter what.
No, because you can't move the toggle 2.
But if we don't kill these, then it can't move at all.
Yeah.
But are we going to be able to kill both of these? Possibly not. We might not be able to kill these.
Well, number 3's got 6 damage.
Well, you're 2 away from it, so you can get in there. I'm about to finish this one off.
Okay. So are we saying then that I should maybe focus? And then I'll rush. I'll go 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can't go through there. Oh, no, I can go through there. 1, 2, 3 into there. Calm it down
Right.
and move it to there.
Yeah.
Is the calming a test?
It is.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to
Okay.
focus.
So I'm going to do
and I'll
true
leave you
strike.
2 for these
I'm going to attack.
enemies.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Paul in the editing room, and I just wanted to let you know an important rule, which means the plan that we had is not going to work. Now, we work this out later on, and then we undo my move and I do something else, but I just wanted to explain why this wouldn't work. Now, if I move onto the space with the toggle and the wagon, I could calm it, and it could move 2 spaces. That's allowed. However, its first movement would be into an area which is of size capacity 4, and there are already 2 things in there. Matterjam's in there, and one of the skitterers is in there. And because the wagon is size 3, moving in there would temporarily exceed the capacity of that area, which you could do if it was all friendly units in there, but because there's an enemy in there, you cannot go over that size capacity of 4. So it's not possible, even calmed, to move the wagon through that area. And yes, we work that out later on, and then we undo my move and we redo it.
Here we go.
Blue
Blue
heroes, then
heroes.
green heroes, then blue enemies, then red heroes. Red is slow today.
Yeah, so the
I'm blue,
skitterers are only going to move, they're not going to attack.
but it's me first. Oh, they sleepy eye.
Sleepy eye.
Okay. Paul again in the editing room, and this is the point of the video where we play out my turn, where I move through the skitterer, take loads of damage, calm the toggle, try to move the toggle, and then we realise that that's not going to be possible. So we're about to undo all of that and pretend it didn't happen. So that's it. I think I've reset and I'm actually going on green. So it's the skitterers first. Oh, sorry, it's green heroes first.
It's green heroes.
It's green heroes.
It's us first.
Oh, it's us first.
So what I could do is I could try to get down here and start bashing these.
Yeah. Let's
so-
do mine first. Get it out of the way. So this is on number 3.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I'll spend 2 stamina.
2. Okay.
So there you go. That's down to 3. And I have a manoeuvre, and I will recover.
Okay.
With that manoeuvre.
I'll use my manoeuvre to go 2. 1, 2. I need to do a test for the blood.
Yeah. So you're going down here and into here. Yep.
Yeah. Take 1 wound.
Take 1 damage, and then you're going to hit it.
Then I'm going to hit it with 1 dice plus
1
2.
dice plus 2.
3.
It's 3. So that's that.
Good.
Okay. So we're all done. So if you can just kill that one.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have a go.
Hang on. Skitterers go next,
It doesn't move.
but it doesn't go anywhere.
No.
Okay.
He just has a wander around, sniffing the ground.
What's going on here? There's a massive jam here.
Okay. So I'm going to hit it with or try to hit it with the axe. I've got 1 hit already, and it's 2 dice,
2 dice.
on a swift strike. So 2 dice with 1 extra hit.
Yep.
3, 4.
Yes.
Right,
Nice.
so now the toggle can move.
We can move it to there.
But I've also got my. I'm going to.
You're not going to drop a cube of annihilation on us, are you?
Well, that would be fun.
I wouldn't.
In a different game, maybe I would consider it. Not in this one. I'm going to recover
Because you've got a manoeuvre.
because I've got a spare manoeuvre. I will just do that.
Yeah, nice.
End of the round. That moves to there. The game is now over because there's no more enemies, pretty much. And on our turn, it's going to go to there.
Yeah.
So based on the fact that last time,
One thing we can do is use our manoeuvres to recover.
heal, because last time there was an achievement for not spending that much stamina.
Is there a spawn here?
Nope.
In this round?
Nope.
No.
No, that's all gone.
It's all gone.
So yeah, if we slightly metagame it and think, well, wait a minute, we
just
we
gonna
might do
recover
this.
back to full.
Then we do an initiative card, but it doesn't really matter because we all get to do our. So yeah, so I'm gonna recover and recover.
So I'm going to do recover. Ooh, yeah. 3, which is 2,
You can do a double recovery, can't you?
And then 2.
and 2.
Yeah.
And then 2.
Did you not
No,
do 3?
no, I did 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll leave it. Yes.
And then it moves to there.
Right. Done.
Right. So we got
Wow.
there on, I think it was round 11. 8, 9, 10.
10.
So this is round 11.
Have we turned over another card for the end of this turn?
No.
So that's the 11th.
So at the end of the round, we flipped the card over. That was 11. And we got the moderate result. But whether you succeed or fail, we read the conclusion.
Careful with spoilers.
Yeah. There we go. Right. You made it past the obstructions and outpace any remaining skitterers. More appear from the tree line as you rush off up the road toward the rising smoke. You make it to the hill, where you can see the sky aglow with red and blue light. It is coming from beyond the ruins of the ancients, which mark the forest downhill. You hear faint yells, curses, and blasts, all seemingly coming from a magical battle being fought not far from here. Then you see a Nitegri sorcerer rise into the sky on a flying disc, casting evil red energy down at Shantor as she levitates herself up, countering with blue magic. Legionary starts to whine miserably. You do your best to calm him down before going to help his mistress. Just then, you see the evil Nitegri cast a magical bolt your way. You hear the whistling sounds, and you realise you must run for your lives. So count the number of discarded fate cards, which is 11. Read the corresponding section to see how you did. Right, so we had 11 to 12 fate cards discarded. If only you had got here sooner, you could have taken cover in the ruins ahead. The bolt hits Birdie's backside, blowing the wagon into small pieces. You managed to cut Legionary away from the remains and save him, and you also saved the runic plate from Birdie's destroyed wreck. So we need to write Legionary saved in the party journal. So I don't know where I put the party journal, but I'll do that later.
Yep.
And we're going to place 3 skitterers on the scenario map at the start of the next scenario. So 3 skitterers. Right. Achievements. Explorers. Story cards A, L, and Q have been revealed. Yes, we revealed all of them. Okay, so that's a group achievement. So we all get 1 achievement token for that.
Thank
Pacifists. No enemies were defeated.
No.
Slayers. All enemies were defeated. We did that.
Yep.
So we get another 1 each. Toggle Friend. A hero with the Toggle Whisperer successfully calmed the Toggle. I don't think I did in the end, because we undid it.
No, because we did the enemies first.
Yeah, so I didn't actually do that.
No.
That's a shame. Convincing Argument. Your hero succeeded at the will check on story card K. That was for getting the axe.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I got that. And Pacing Yourself. So yes, finish the scenario unwounded and with a total of 2 or fewer spent stamina and damage.
Yes!
All of
It's
us.
all, yeah, we knew that was coming, so we all get another 1. Wow.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that is the end of scenario 2, where we saw enemies for the first time, and we saw how enemies activated.
Mm-hmm.
We also saw items for the first time. We also saw our combat rules, and we also saw some tricky rules with regards to movement and the moving through the occupied areas and things like that. But that is the end of this scenario. In scenario 3, which will be the next video, scenario 3 is the final part of the tutorial. So there's going to be some extra rules introduced next time. There'll be some more enemies, more combat. It's a bigger scenario. And by the end of scenario 3, that's the end of the tutorials, as sort of. It's the end of the tutorials of how you play the game, but there is a whole bunch of extra campaign stuff that we're not going to see until video 4 and video 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think the plan is that video 4 will see the campaign stuff, and at the end of video 4, we will level up to level 2. What that means is we will choose a profession, we will get some extra stuff, and then we'll do video 5. And then that'll be the end of this series. By that point, everybody will have a good idea of how it plays. So we're all good.
Right.
We're all completed. I'll make a note of those things. Thank you very much to everybody for watching. If you've got any comments, leave them in the comments and let me know if you've enjoyed it. And yeah, I hope this has helped you learn how to play the game and see how it plays. If you have played this scenario yourself, let me know in the comments how well you did. Did you manage to do it in 10 turns or fewer? And did you blow up the wagon like we did? Right. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
We'll see you all next time. Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-byes.